guess who's finally streaming? It is I, your streamer stream. Oh my god, I feel like it's been forever since we've done a normal stream. Where the God's green earth is going on? Hold on, excuse me. Let me refresh that. The time was gone. Hello, hi everyone. I did. I enjoyed my time, but I also felt like I'm behind. I feel like I've been here, but I'm also like behind at the same time. Hello, hi everyone. Let me scroll up. Hi D, hi Muffin, hi Duke, hi Envy, hi Na'a, hi Ryuk, hi Ghost, hi Flick, hi Yuri, hi Twitch is Web, hi Neon, hi Legit, welcome Legit, hi Ryan, hi Dennis, welcome Dennis, hi Mr. Hi K9, Evan, Bizarre, hello. We're here, and we're here to discuss. Yeah, new here, who dis? This has been. I got a closure this time for the summer, so I don't have to like burn my hair out. But the way she did it, I didn't have to have bangs this time, so I'll take it. No PowerPoint presentation, but I decided to finally write in one of the random notebooks I've obtained in my life. This is a Doom one, and I figured it was giving Final Fantasy. It's all blank. So I decided that all of our discussions today, we're going to write everything down. And then we're going to be starting our Final Fantasy VII journey in July, because I'm too busy this month, where once a week we go chronologically through all of the Final Fantasy games. That includes Dirge of Cerberus. We're going to watch the Ever Crisis Young Sephiroth things and then start Crisis Core. Yeah, we'll see what how the things are going, but I never really, like, we talk about this stuff on stream all the time, but I'm now finally just like making it a thing and making sure I did better with Rebirth. But I just want to make sure that like we're all button T's and ties and blah blah blah. Yeah, so we have a list. I asked, Leon has helped get all the things that were announced this week, because there's probably things that were announced that we don't know. And then I saw another article yesterday about confirming cut content, but I was like, what does that mean? What are you talking about? So let me just double check this. I'm assuming he got it. Okay, yeah, it was on the 6th. Okay, cool. Yes, this is everything. Because I know Max was asking his community for like a compile list of everything when I talked with him. I was like, if you have that list. So Leon is one of his mods, so I'm assuming that it's from that aspect. We're gonna write everything down. Page 1, we're gonna do this. We're going to write it down, and then while we are playing through the games, I'm also going to write it down. But here's the problem. I write like a 2-year-old. So I need to like just write very slowly and with purpose. So that way, when we revise our notes, I can read it. I'm just playing the remake again. Great games. I wish Ever Crisis was offline so we can play it. Well, I'm gonna make sure that we, like as a community, get everything that we need from Ever Crisis to help us figure out what the heck Revelations is gonna show. Okay, so I need to figure out what best pin to use. I need a pin where I can write not like a chicken. I have persona pins. Which actually aren't too bad. Are the persona pins worthy? Are they decent? Okay, wait, this persona pin's pretty good. Can we talk about how they include everything from the original game, but Aerith never got her ultimate weapon? We can talk about whatever we want, but first we're going to talk about like all this. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on, chat. Look at what I got in stock. I'm gonna put the lo-fi back on. Look at this. This is all of the things that were showcased and shown for Final Fantasy VII. So we got a lot to do today and a lot to look at. So that is our mission today. That's why I made it a separate YouTube video versus like us playing the game, because I don't know how long this is gonna be and I want it to be its own thing. All right, I'm breaking in the notebook, which sucks because I'm left-handed, and so it's hard to write in. Okay. Final Fantasy Revelation. Okay, I didn't put 7, but whatever. The beginning of the end. There. Bam! First order of business. You can't see it. It's white, but I did it. I did it. It says Final Fantasy Revelations, the beginning of the end. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I got lefty power. Also, one of my things are broken. My first question. Wait, hold on. Let's watch the trailer again, because I feel like the first time I watched it, I was crying, and then the second time I watched it, I was still on alert of crying. So, yeah. Let's see. I was indeed crying. That is for sure. You're a lefty too. All the best people are. Yeah, lefty bestie. Okay, let's watch the trailer again. Let me get this uppies. Yeah, we were all crying, guys. What am I doing? Okay, here's a trailer. This is such a nice, like, thing here.
Long ago, a shadow fell upon our planet. Guided by calamity, one man sought dominion through reunion. By his will, a star
He's just
fell,
holding Cloud like there's no tomorrow.
called forth to bring ruin to all. But our planet answered, awakening mighty weapons to stand against this celestial threat.
They look so good.
Now, hope endures in
Dude, wait, is this a
those who
4K
fight.
trailer? I don't remember looking this crispy. Hold on.
Long story short, the world's in trouble. Has been for a while.
I don't think I watched the
So what are we
4K trailer.
waiting for? Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime.
I like how they just added him in there. Like, he's not there, guys. He's not at that part. But he just plopped in.
You're mine. I'll make this quick. Good night. The sky's the limit.
Ah, Sid. And the fact that he gave him a heel till. I can do this, I'll make you proud. That line is crazy. Remake Dirge Cerberus. This is the remake right here.
As far as I can tell, these things don't distinguish between friend and foe.
Save the planet by killing her protectors.
Ruby, I think Ruby looks the best. Like, Ruby already looked weird with this little, like, thingy, whatever.
Cloud.
But Ruby looks amazing. Who is this girl in the glitch sequence?
Never would've
Yeah,
made
we're
it this
gonna look
far
through it
without you guys.
again. I made a
won't let you
joke
down.
when I was with the guys at Summer Game Fest.
promise.
I made a joke that Eris
At
flowers are
last,
gonna be the new
the
yellow
promise
paint.
is fulfilled.
The yellow
The
paint
journey
flowers.
ends here.
Oh, this is, oh God, my heart. All right, so we're at the edge of creation at the beginning, obviously. We still don't really know. We still don't know what Sephiroth is saying. We don't have an answer to 7 seconds to the end yet, by the way. So hopefully, I wonder if the 7 seconds to the end is this whole situation. When I first was looking at this, I was like, oh, they could have cheated and been like, oh, it's not Cloud, it's Zack. But then I didn't see this shot here. That is clearly Cloud. This is like, it's my thumbnail on YouTube. This is an absolute gorgeous shot. Like, it is pretty. But I'm wondering if this is when we are getting real. Oh, by the way, there will be spoilers about here. So if you're avoiding any spoilers when it comes to Final Fantasy, I'm sorry. I can't not hide it from that. So just FYI. Hi, Deez. Hi, Devin. And anyone else. And Chris. Anyone else that popped in. But I wonder if this is going to be a part where, because he has the black materia at the end of Rebirth. And so when you have the black materia, you go on the adventure, you go snowboarding, you do all that stuff, and then it's to resurrect the real version of Sephiroth. So Sephiroth, of course, has legs. So there is no indicator about legless Sephiroth anywhere, at least from what I've seen. But I wonder if this is when that whole black materia stuff happens.
A star fell.
Okay.
A meteor called forth to bring ruin to all.
And I wish there was a way to really see if, like, where's Stamp? Show us Stamp.
Mighty weapons to stand against this celestial
Look, it looks so cool.
threat. Now, hope.
Stamp is the answer. Exactly. It's like, how am I supposed to know where we're at? Stamp is the answer. But yeah, so this is everyone. There's no Vincent here. At least from, let me make sure. Yeah, there's no Vincent here. It's just the crew right after the ending. Because Vincent didn't really join. See, I only beat Rebirth once, so I need to double check. But I don't think Vincent was at the end of Rebirth. Correct me if I'm wrong there. So what a lot of people are thinking is that this is the beginning of the game. So it takes off at the end of, oh, he was? Okay. At the end of Rebirth, we're going on a flight, and then we go here. So people are thinking that this is the beginning of the game because the second disc of Final Fantasy Original, Cloud's not playable for a very long time. So they probably don't want it to be mid-game situation. And then from some of the articles that went off, like I was able to get some information while I was at Playdays because like talking with the boys and stuff like that. And then apparently we're getting the high wind about 4 to 5 hours into the game. So it's a lot of assumption that this is the beginning of the game. And he hands over the black materia and then he goes to La La Land. 4 hours is late to getting that. You know how fast 4 hours is, Ryan? There's a chuckle in that. Yeah, and they like cheat it to make like
Those who fight.
to make it look like he is there. The funniest thing is the part when they're all jumping out of the plane, and it's like, okay, Cloud, you look nowhere near because he's not here at all. It's just these ones. So Cloud isn't here, and so I laughed when I first saw it because it's clear he's not here. And then it's like, you're not even in the same color. like you're not as contrast. You're just here. Like, you can't kid a kidder. We know that you are not a part of that. We're going to go help you, probably. But what is really nice to see is that there isn't a lot of like popping in the graphics. That's that PlayStation Pro.
I'll make this
Crap, get some footage of Cloud. We can't have them think anything. That was all Wutai, I believe. Yeah, this is like the beginning of Wutai. Yeah.
I can do this.
I can do this. I'll make you proud. That's such a cool line. That means Aerith is really dead, guys. Oh, so sad. Anyways, so it's gonna be interesting to see where they're gonna put Wutai, because Wutai is optional. Wutai's optional in the beginning. So I wonder how they're going to do Wutai. I wonder if they're still gonna end Don Corneo there. And I also wonder if they're going to add any Sonon stuff as well. Because Sonon is a new thing for Yuffie. So how is that? That's like the unknown. That's like, you're not going to get rid of him. No body, no death. Yeah. I said we're talking spoilers. I can't talk about this game without spoilers. So I gave the warning. So if you don't want spoilers, then see you in a couple hours. But I can't not talk about this game without talking about the past. Yuffie stealing materia, which would be weird to now, like after having Yuffie around for so long. Is she still gonna have her fight with her dad? Are we still gonna have to climb to the top of Wutai for her to fight her dad at the top? Like, or is that something where they feel it's not worth it? Maybe they'll change something to add something with Sonon versus her dad there. Especially if the OG Sephiroth, the Sephiroth is Final Fantasy VII OG Sephiroth, he's aware of everything. Yeah, so there's that whole timey-wimey stuff with Sephiroth too, which we can get to Sephiroth shortly, because there's some weird stuff that happens in this trailer as well. I will pin the message. Hold on. Talking all Final Fantasy VII spoilers, enter at own risk. There you go. Oh no. Oh no. All right. They're teasing Yuffie's dad in the DLC a lot. He knows Wutai political story. Yeah, that is true. I definitely have to replay her DLC. But yeah, Tifa. This line in Tifa was so sad. It was so sad. Thank you so much for the Prime. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll make you proud.
It's because, you know why, now I've got chills. You know why that line hurts me so much is because when I first originally played Final Fantasy VII, unfortunately I have 3 older brothers, so they all played the game before me, and I kind of already knew what happened with Aerith. So when I played the game, I didn't really put her in my party enough until I started 100%ing it. But I never really paid attention to everything about her. When we replayed it recently, I did more stuff with her in it. But it was just one of those things where it's like, well, my brother's always like, hey, don't worry about her. Blah, 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 blah. Spoilers, man. And so there wasn't really enough time to get to know Aerith as much, at least for me, when I did my first playthrough of 7. So it wasn't until Remake where I started to really, really like Aerith a lot, because it gave her normal personality, but then it also gave her very likable moments, and then it showed how much she cared about other people. But another thing that they didn't really do was the girl conversations, like the girl squad. And so I love that in Remake when they were making fun of Cloud about being a pack mule, and then Rebirth where they're like, asking about dates and like who they like and stuff. It just showed that she had an actual friend because Tifa growing up, she never really had any girlfriends. She was a martial artist. So she didn't have, she like literally when you look at the past, she's hanging out with a bunch of boys and all the boys wanted to date her. So, so it was just like, I understand Tifa in that sense because you're just growing around with a whole bunch of boys. So when you finally have a female friend, it's like night and day. It's like a completely different experience. So it's when we all relive the realization when Cloud realizes what the heck actually happened to Aerith, it's going to be a lot more heartbreaking for Tifa. And I didn't notice this before, but at the end of Rebirth, Tifa doesn't say a single line. Like at all. Like people are talking to her, but she doesn't say a single line at all. And that's even sadder. that's even so much sadder. Wait, what did Samantha say? I saw it. Oh, you got spoiled Aerith's death literally like the day before I got to it? Oh no. But it's still impactful for sure, but it's just like back in the day spoilers weren't so like strict, I guess. I hate this outfit, by the way. I hope we can have glam. I was like, I like the job system and the class system, but I do not like that. Yeah, this is where you pick up. I don't remember the name exactly. Trust me, I'm really bad at names regardless. But this is where you usually find Cloud after the fact because you get attacked by the weapon when Sid's in charge, and all that stuff. I like Tifa's fit. I don't like Cloud's fit. And then this is where she's like, she's gone crazy because she's like, oh no, first I lost Aerith. And now Cloud is gone. And now there's rumors about Cloud being somewhere. And she's just like, I'm going to go by myself and beat a weapon. But this is also, I didn't know this one. I didn't know this until Max brought it up when we were talking. This is the same one that saves her in Rebirth. Because there's the weapon that saves her while she's underwater. Or underwater in the live stream. And I was like, what? I didn't even, everything happened so fast. That didn't even dawn on me. I didn't have time to dissect. And so it's like, is she running to stop him? Is she running to kill him? Like, what version are you doing, Tifa?
These things don't distinguish between friend and foe.
Save the...
Thanks, Sid. Never mind. Thanks for telling us that they don't know that he probably saved her. That's crazy. Is there confirmation wording where they said that all the skins? We'll find out because I have the literally list of every article that came out this weekend. So I'm gonna go through everything. I just love Ruby, honestly. I think Ruby was fantastic.
Let us put your faith to the test, Cloud.
Okay, where it goes. Here we go. This was the first thing that I was thinking about too. Like, what are you doing with this, sir? That's either holy or that blink. It's pretty much just holy because the blink one was the one that Aerith kept taking around in Rebirth to make sure that she got it back before she got stabbed. But now Sephiroth has it. Sephiroth never has it. It was at the bottom of the bottom of the temple. It never recovered, and that's how it saves our planet. But if this is a Sephiroth that knows what happens, he's like, well, let me just go swimming for a second and grab this really fast. So yeah, that was the shot that like surprised me off rip. Revelation. I'm gonna keep calling it Revelations, but Revelation.
Never would have made it this far without you guys.
It's the white material with his hopes and dreams.
And I won't let you down.
See, this part has all the different color whispers. Cloud is so cute, guys. Okay, I digress.
I promise.
I digress.
At last, the promise is fulfilled.
Okay, so there's nothing here on this one. Oh, you let her know? I mean, it's such a good line. It's crazy. It's like the simplest lines can have the most impact, because my favorite line that Brianna does in Rebirth is, "It's been fun." I lost it. I was like, it's like the most simplest line, but it's just like, oh crap. Like the way she delivered it, it's just like, it's so sad. All right, this is the gameplay stuff.
World's in
You
trouble.
didn't stop on the girl in the glitch. Oh, my bad. You're right. You're right. What girl in the glitch sequence? Which glitch sequence? Where is it at? Do you know exactly? Yeah, right before she pushes him, and I lose it. I absolutely lose it. Glitch sequence. At the beginning? Well, let me just watch it again. Where Sephiroth has a white material. Oh, okay. So let me just slow it down. Was it here?
And I won't let you down.
Let us. Cloud.
Okay, let me super slow this down. 2.5. Let me mute it because it's going to sound... Where do you see a girl? What girl? Is it in his eyeballs? That's Sephiroth. So this is Sephiroth's leg. He's sitting. I don't see a girl. That is Sephiroth. Also, his lips look like Kadaj here, but I'm pretty sure they're probably not going to add any of that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any ladies. Sephiroth. Yeah, by all means, if you're in the Discord and you like have a screenshot of a girl, I definitely do not see one. All right, this is the other one.
Short, the world's in trouble.
So what are we waiting for? Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime.
As we reunite with our heroes, the meteor looms in the skies above.
You think he was one of the
constant
girls? No, that
reminder
was
of your
I
mission,
know
and
Sephiroth's
the grave
lips. That
threats you'll confront as you
Sephiroth. Hi,
embark upon your
Rufus.
journey and face the epic conclusion of the remake.
I paused this before. I paused this shot before because I was making fun of shippers. I was making fun of shippers in this thing because I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be even worse than the shot from Rebirth. And then we all had like dinner. Me and all the Final Fantasy bros had dinner during Summer Game Fest. And Max was like, that's Aerith. I was like, no, it's not Aerith. And I looked at it again. I was like, that's Aerith. Never mind. Oh, that could possibly be Aerith. And this is when he hands over the stupid black materia because he thinks Aerith is still alive. Because as of right now, he's seeing someone that does not exist. And when Cloud is being convinced to give the black materia to Sephiroth, he is just in his own little right mind, not seeing clearly. So everyone else around sees clearly. And I wonder if they're still going to do it where it's like, he's hiding it from it because the black materia is now a transformer for some reason. But in the original, you get asked, hey, Cloud knows he's going crazy, so he's like, who do you trust to have the materia? Because we're going down here with the Turks and Sephiroth and all this stuff like that. So you give it to somebody, and then he puts you in this area, just like this, actually, you and the person that you give the materia to, and it convinces you to give it to him. So he's probably not probably, but definitely still seeing Aerith here for sure. So then that's how it's handing it. I just really, I really hope we get legless Sephiroth, because I think his whole one wing one with the end and the baby and the stuff. I think that's a cool design for Sephiroth. But yeah, I was like,
The
oh,
remake series.
it makes definite
Aboard
sense.
The Highwind, your very own airship, and the pride of the Shinra fleet. You'll take to the skies and witness.
I'm so excited for the
Highwind.
Highwind.
From the outskirts of Midgard to the sun-drenched Medial archipelago to the warrior nation of Wutai. Simply
Wutai
take
looks
direction
huge.
and set sail. But how can you be
Wait,
expected?
hold on. Let me go back to Wutai really. I'm gonna be pausing a lot. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
To the sun-drenched Medial archipelago to the
Yeah, this is the tower. And over here somewhere, Don Corneo dies. Over yonder somewhere. He gets hung off a cliff and gets yeeted. So,
warrior nation of Wutai. Simply pick a direction and set sail. But how can you be expected to protect the whole world at once? You'll need
have
to
I seen
cover
new
up
pictures
fast.
posted of Ruta? I have not.
I'm jumping. No way, no how.
Don't worry. These parachutes are top of the line. Pull the cord and pop. You'll be floating through the air like a feather.
At any moment in the open world, simply pilot the Highwind to your destination and take a leap of faith. With the wind rushing past, you'll descend.
Cloud's not
seamlessly
there
from the
either,
sky above
so-
to the ground below. Where will the winds guide you first?
Wait, am I cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Is this the random house where you get the black get the thing for the there was a random house where you got the key for something out in the wild that had to do with the gold saucer. But that was before the black materia. So we got the black materia differently. And remake. Yeah, that was before. But you know it's a random house I'm talking about, right? Where it's just like, oh, here's this thing, and then you go do that in the thing. Uh-huh.
Where will the winds guide you first? That freedom is in your
Yeah,
hands.
Tifa's actually gonna
But
be
no
in
matter your destination, to defeat
in
your
Street Fighter
enemy,
6.
you'll need a
That's
fighting
not a meme.
chance. And that starts with your trusted allies. At long last, with the world teetering on a blade's edge, everyone assembles at Cloud's side, forming an epic ensemble.
I just wonder
of
why
heroes,
Vincent is not there.
each with their own story that brings you closer together than ever.
But he's here.
But a good unit
That
needs
this
more
has
than
to be
friends with their
when
own
this is
story
when
that
we
brings you
steal the
closer
Highwind.
together than
This is on Junon, and we're still on his plane back. God, Sid, I love you so much. Love you, Sid. I love you.
ever. But a good unit needs more than friendship to save the day. It needs a disciplined combat regimen. The hybrid battle system, established in Remake and refined in Rebirth, is perfected in Revelation, putting even more power in your hands.
What is this? Are they putting shortcuts here instead of like a side menu? Because I don't remember if there was a third option. No, I know it's Sid's attack, but like I wonder. Hold on, who else is fighting? Oh no, I think there was. Okay, you can throw. Okay. Never mind. I'm just forgetting like the HUD. I just want to see if there's anything different.
Is perfected in Revelation, putting even more power in your hands.
There are some things that are
Including
definitely
real-time
different.
action, seamlessly switch between party members.
But where's the slap sequence? Is we get a glimpse of when that's gonna happen.
A suite of powerful new spells.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Okay, it's not yet.
New spells and abilities. Activate devastating synergies
That's all
with your
the same.
companions.
This. Before we could only have one summon on each person. So now do we have 3 different summons on each person to have one? So elemental, it says it right here, elemental fire. So that's elemental attack, healing attack. Hold on. And then what is tightened? Does he
Synergies with your
hover over his
companions.
tightened? Dang it. Stop it. Stop going so fast.
Devastating synergies with your companions.
Can I go back? Oh, and that's too far.
Even more power in your hands. In
Knights of the
fluid,
Realm's gonna be
real-time
amazing.
action, seamlessly switch between party members to even the odds. Then, when the fight calls for strategy, enter tactical mode to unleash a suite of powerful new spells and abilities. Activate devastating synergies with your companions. And of course,
Yeah, so it's
call
elemental
mighty
fire,
summon
then
entities that
magic
can
pot
turn the
was a
tide of
healing, and then the other one's like physical. Because Titan does punch you, but he's also an element as well. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go, the 3 different summons now. You think it's combined? You think it's combined between the 3 of them versus this one? That shot is straight out of Dirge of Cerberus, by the way.
I won't return to my coffin until we've put Sephiroth in his.
So, what I want and what I hope, guys, is that they did mention in somewhere that they are going to have all of the compilations combined in one. I want to learn more about Vincent's life as a Turk, because when he says this, that means he shows an it's not the way that he says this is not an implication like this man's destroying the world. It's more like, I have personal beef with this man. And so I hope that they show all of the stuff that happens in Dirge of Cerberus, like Lucretia and all that stuff. It's high noon. So it sounds very like I have a personal vendetta with this person, and he probably feels like it's partly his fault that he's existing or something, you know?
I won't return to my coffin until we've put Sephiroth in his.
Vincent is a deft gunslinger, capable of delivering
I don't know
precise,
what was
high-yield
said,
shots.
actually. That's what I'm trying to play catch
But
up.
there's more to this secret
I'm ignoring all of the stuff that was announced before we saw footage because they were just talking. So now that things are like interviews are being had, I'm taking that more than versus just talking. And then Sid is riding Vincent.
Synergies disrupt the fight with ferocious results.
The Leaping Lancer, the Dashing Dragoon, the one and only Sid Highway.
See, this is also in like the crater area too. So this is when you first get him as an option.
And their mission to defeat Sephiroth. Sid's command of his lance allows him to rapidly close the distance.
Yeah, this is a
for
Wu
powerful
Tai.
strikes, or engage in sweeping area of effect.
I love
attacks to bring a
Sid.
whole
Best
host
Sid
of
ever
enemies to
made.
heal. But to fully control the battlefield,
Final Fantasy
skill
16
with a
Sid is
weapon
close,
only
but
gets you so
Final Fantasy
far.
7
To
Sid
further
is the best
augment
Sid
your
ever
combat
invented.
capabilities, try this on for size.
Okay, Blitz was like, he couldn't remember this when I was talking to him, if there was any implication of status changes. Also, I saw someone that was like, why did they have 52 hours here? Man, I'm gonna have like 9,000 hours in this game, because I did hear that they said that you will not be able to see the entire game off of first playthrough. And I said, thank you.
Function integrated tactical.
Yeah, no stat change. Oh, well, he didn't select it. Yeah, no stat changes or anything. And it was auto balance. Like, is this a way for us to change what they focus on? Like, Tails? Please? Please? That'd be amazing. So I don't have to swap each party member and have them run away or something? I didn't notice this right here. This is also the same. Yeah, like the AI system. Because it says auto and then balance. So if you're not controlling him, can you be like aggressive, standoffish, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. This thing down here says change outfit. So it looks like we can change the outfit. Oh, I also heard that all the outfits that were in Rebirth are available off rip. Excellent. Excelente. I do hope though, and it'll be visible in the cutscenes. I hope that there is a thing like in Expedition 33 where I can wear my outfits, but in the cutscenes it's like their original outfits. Because I got at the end of Act 1 and that man was almost in a bathing suit. so I would be nice to have that option to see like the OG outfits in the cutscenes, but I can wear whatever the heck I want.
Or the fit system for short allows you to further customize your playstyle with new.
And like, why are we gonna be able to put anybody in everything? Because as soon as Aerith died, Tifa and Yuffie were my healers. Mainly Tifa, because I always had Tifa and Yuffie on my team. So they were like, I prioritized them to heal more because Aerith was no longer with us. I love this outfit. This one I would wear.
Imbued with unique movesets. Alongside your equipment and materia, Fits gives you an extra edge in battle. And to face what's coming.
Yuffie was mainly more of my black mage as well, because she had really good elemental skills. What the heck is that? Cloud. Hey, Cloud. What is that? What is this 1, 2, 3? What is this? Is this more ATB gauge? Is that the indicator here? Oh, I like the little icons. Is it black mage? Red has nothing. That's cute. And will I get Omni Slash?
Sensing its fate hanging in the balance, the planet itself has unleashed its last line of defense. The weapons, ancient beasts that are larger than life.
Yeah, the way that she's reacting is like she remembers this guy. This looks like a mini. What was that hand? Oh, I did not see Kate Sith's head. I thought they were just floating hands. Oh, speaking of Kate Sith, I really would like them to put more Reeves in the game, because we all know who that is, but I feel like they haven't utilized that sexy model of Reeves in anything. I like that he was getting uncomfy during the meetings and all that stuff like that. Like, I want them to like show him more and do stuff. Because it's just like, okay, cool. You're this spy who's trying to change for the better. And then before, in the Temple of the Ancients, it was like, we kidnapped your daughter, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is gone, basically. So they made a big deal about showcasing that he was uncomfortable with all the meetings in Remake. And then they didn't really say much about him in Rebirth. And we didn't have the opportunity to really talk to him again after the Gold Saucer stuff in Rebirth. So they need that heart-to-heart. And he doesn't confess. He doesn't tell the team who he is until we're on the Highwind. On the Highwind is where he was like, hey, so by the way, I'm some dude in some office in the Shinra building. So it's like, it takes a while for him to actually like showcase who he is, but I just want it to be done more clearer, because it's just like, it's like some off conversation. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm this dude. So I hope they do something more with Kate Sith
before it's too late. As the world is torn apart,
hi, sister.
You and your friends must unite. In Revelation, we come to the thrilling conclusion of the final.
Yeah, Junon slap battle. Let's go.
Your mission is clear. Take up your Buster Sword, equip your materia, and stand together.
We saw snowboarding. Genova? All right. I missed that. Because we fight Genova again. But she's a ball. Isn't she a ball with like slappers? When we fight her again, man, Sid has no magic.
Together.
The death form without. Oh, okay, yeah. So he is there. Dang, look at Sid. Hold on, look at that model pose. But like, wait, why isn't he there in the wide shot? If he's not there in the wide shot, no. He wouldn't like go over to Shinra because when you get the black materia, the Turks are like everybody's there. It's like, oops, so the whole family arrived. Shinra, Turks, Rufus, they're all in the black materia area. But like, which is all this. So, but he's literally there. So now I'm confused. Also, where do I see that shot? I haven't seen it again since we first saw it. There's a shot where they show Heidegger getting blown up by the weapon, and I want to look at it again. Hopefully it's on this website, but it's just like, it was just shown at Summer Game Fest, but it's not in any of these videos. So I'm not sure where that is. We don't need to watch Max interview stuff. Oh, beautiful. I was just asking that. I was like, wait. Here it is. Okay. 158 48. Okay. Okay, 158. Yeah, because I was like, it's nowhere else.
Well, thank you all. Thank you, Hamaguchi-san, for bringing us this extended look at Final Fantasy VII Revelation.
Ari, I hate to leave a story unfinished.
Is that right? Well, then, we better take a look.
I really thought they were going to announce some Vincent DLC. Yeah, this thing.
Get the cannon back online, now!
Oh, this is like cutscene. Because you know the cutscenes have like that different frame rate. This is like super cutscene. He looks so cool, man. Hi, Kevin. Okay, so this is when Rufus, yeah, it's Sapphire. This is when Rufus dies, right?
Get the cannon back online, now!
No. What do you mean no? When does Rufus die? It is when he dies. It's during the Sapphire attack. Dies, because he's not dead, right? Bye-bye, super sexy Heidegger. This is before they move the cannon to Midgar. He dies in Shinra Tower. He does not die here. Got it. Yeah, it's gonna be so rewarding to replay everything. But this is when we fight him. This is when we fight him in the beach. Yes, this is when we fight him in the beach. Before all this happens. That's a Midnight from Diamond Weapon. Oh, okay. Beach Rufus.
At last, the promise is fulfilled. The journey ends.
Do you want to play this on PS5 or PC? I'm a PS5 Pro person because I'm scared to play on PC, and unfortunately, as much as I love Square Enix games, their PC ports aren't exactly the best. So I would much rather play it on PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes out. And I'm slowly getting into PC because I made a really good one, but I'm kind of scarred from my Expedition 33 playthrough. When I lost my save data at the end got corrupted, but luckily I had multiple saves, but yeah. Video interviews. There's a GameSpot one. Okay. How long is Max's interview? Okay, wait, there's these. Because I'm not on Twitter, so I don't see anything. These are just these. Okay. Hopefully this PC version is a normal. Yeah, hopefully now if they can have it on the Switch too as well. It's well, that doesn't exist. First key art. Oh, God, I love this. This is so pretty. The shot from the sapphire will explain the giant crater behind Newton from the original game. Let's see. Airship. The gang's all here. It just reminds me of when Cloud first did a parachute and he's like, I'm not your bro. Vincent intro. These are recent. I saw these on Instagram. This is gorgeous. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. I really want to know what his beast mode's gonna be like because he was uncontrollable before. And then look how pretty he is. Shinra Department and all the Hamaguchi Universe trailer drop. Wait, where is that at? I'm going through this list first, and then if there's anything we've missed, then yeah, we will look at it. How long is this? 22 minutes? Okay. We can watch this stuff. I know what it is because I was talking to Max in person, but I want to make sure we don't forget anything at all. But let me go run to the restroom really quick, and then we will continue. We'll watch all the interviews and all the things. All right, I'll be right back. 2 seconds. I'm back. I'm back for more. Why is it so low?
Hamaguchi-san, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And just quick introduction. Thank you so much for being in and helping out.
Yeah, I know there's
making
questions
the
he wish
announcement a
he asked,
reality.
but I don't know the
So,
full
you guys
thing
are
that
gonna
he
have
saw.
A very busy Summer Games Fest, I imagine. I don't want to take too much of your time. I think for a lot of us, the fact that you ended up showing as much as you did, I think I was expecting like a minute teaser. But what was the intention behind having so much at the start? Was there just a lot you guys were holding back? Was that it?
Thank you so much for the prime. I really appreciate it. Welcome. If you love Final Fantasy as much as I do and just everything, welcome. Enjoy your stay.
リバースも含めてリベレーションもですけど、やっぱりゲーム体験としても非常に深いゲーム内容になってるんで、そこを今回しっかり伝えたいっていうところで、ものすごく情報量を多く最初に出すっていうところは結構意識してやってます。
Yeah, and obviously a couple of the biggest elements focusing on weapons and exploration seem to be a really big deal. How are
oh, excuse me, sorry, allergy season.
Side of things, because it's one side that was
You've yapped about it for so too long. Yeah, I haven't. I've been at play days, so I haven't like looked at everything. So today was the day I decided to do it.
In Final Fantasy VII Revelation.
そうですね、リベレーションでもリバースのワールドマップを探索するっていう方向性は基本的には変わってはないです。
It's like I wonder how much bigger it's gonna be, because I felt like Rebirth was a good kind of exploration. I think doing the satellites and stuff at the end of the day was getting a little repetitive. Once you got the Cosmo Cane, it's just like, all right, well. But I wonder if we're gonna have to do the satellites again or change anything.
メテオとかウェポンが出てきたことによって各地が地殻変動というかいろいろ
We're going through down the whole list. I have everything that has been announced and shown, so we'll definitely watch it all to make sure we're up to date on all news.
もう一個はワールドマップの探索の手触りというかゲーム体験っていうのが前作オープンワールド多分結構広いけどその広い中をあちこち行けますっていうのはリバース比較的多かったんですけど、今回は映像にもあったパラシュートで落下してきたり、
Yeah, this world is massive.
結構空をもう自由に飛べるようになったりするんですね。そういう感じで横の広さだけではなくて、高さも取り入れた探索っていうのが今作は実現できているので、またリバースよりもリベレーションもう一個
It is crazy they went to his house.
オープンワールドのゲーム体験ができるようになったかなっていう手応えがあります。
Seems like this is going to be pretty big, and you guys are already kind of masters at scaling down the size of the game with the Switch 2 version. The size of the game went down significantly from the PlayStation 5.
Nico.
It's probably going to be pretty large. Do you guys have any general idea how massive it might be? Because I sort of have a bet running right now that it would be like a 3 game or something like that, similar to the old one.
そうですね。原作のね、
I'm like, who's walking in here?
3枚で構成されてたので、我々も今どこまでのサイズで収まるかっていうのを開発チーム内でもギリギリの調整をしているので、どういう
So Max asked a lot of questions about just
we did see a lot of focus on weapons as folks are seeing
open world stuff and exploration.
The weapon fights seem to have a lot of unique interactions outside of the cinematic stuff. It was always a joke. Are we just gonna hit them in the shins and the feet the whole time? And it seems like you guys have some pretty big plans for these big fights. Is that something that you're sort of anxious to show off in the future, or is
I really want to know what they're going to do with Emerald.
The size of buildings.
そうですね。まだ今はちょっとそんなに
Because he's underwater.
いいかなと思うんで、詳細は
So it's like
伏せておきますけど、
we haven't even thought about thinking about what that's going to look like.
開発最初にこういう風にしたいっていうのを開発チームに提示した。
Do we still need the special materia stuff to be able to breathe underwater, or like what is going to be the vibe?
ミニゲームじゃないけどオリジナルな新しい戦い方っていうので ウェポン戦を実現しようと思えば、まあ確かにそれに閉じてこうゲームをデザインできるんで実現はできると思うんですけど、やっぱり
Yeah, that's just literally exactly. I was like, are we gonna have a time limit, or is it gonna be we find the water materia?
発揮をさせたかったので、やっぱり同じコンバットシステムの上でウェポン戦を成立させる。でもそこに例えばその新しいギミックだったり、
You know, I wonder if we're gonna see our buddies at the parade.
手触りを変えるとか。
I wonder if he'll come back. Those little dudes made me cry.
ベースのコンバットシステムのベースの上に成り立つっていうのを目指しました今回は。
Talking about battles and probably one of the
We kind of saw him in a
personal
side
biggest
quest, but I
reveals in
want them
here
to come back.
that just rendered me asunder when I saw it. I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
Bubble
You guys seemingly have a job system for the first time in Final Fantasy VII. There's been like a spiritual job system. Tifa's a monk, Cloud's like a general fighter. But now there seems to be like costumes and classes with almost unique abilities. Can you elaborate on that? Just based on what we saw?
そうですね。今回はまあジョブ我々ウェアって呼んでるんですけど、英語だとフィッツかなって呼ばれてるんですけど、
Fit system is what it's called.
4つずつのこう
We'll have
ウェア
four
を用意して
fits.
結構今回のこうフィッツはもう
I didn't know what the
もう
system was
めちゃめちゃ
called,
で
so this is my first time
こう
seeing
まあ
that
原作もそう
info.
なんですけど、まあリメイクリバースもそうなんですけど、キャラクターって主人公たちのキャラクター
And is it
自分の
each
個性が
character has their
やっぱり
own
僕らでは戦士だ
fits?
し固まって固定されていたのをこう
Or do we all get to pick a
そ
fit?
のフィットを使うことでよりクラウドは
And how do we know what fit
それにちょっとこう
works?
黒魔導士的な
Are there gonna be meta fits?
要素を入れることでこう自分なりのこうクラウドのカスタマイズができるみたいなところを今回実現したくて入れてます。
Really appreciate the fact that
Yeah, each will have 4 fits, but like I
visual
wonder if it's like
costumes,
pre-programmed
new
fits, I
costumes and
guess.
characters. I was like, what are we looking at here? So that's really exciting. Talking about the combat of the game,
Like,
it
Tifa
had a
won't have the
recap
same fits as
in
Cloud.
The 5-minute introduction that combat is featuring a lot of similar things that we saw from the previous game. One of the most impressive things to me personally was that Endo-san just opened up the combat so much from part 1 to part 2. It became a very grounded
Yeah,
game.
part
almost
2 is by
every
far one of the
way.
greatest combat games I've ever played in my
This is
life.
about preserving the foundation
I think
that
just
existed
generally
in
it's
the
a
game as much as
fantastic
possible.
action game.
Or really breaking new grounds with what combat characters can do with combat.
ここは私も遠藤も結構もうビジョンは
The Predator's just
一緒で
vibing.
なんか
We'll get 4.
まあ、1から2もそうなんですけど、まあ、2から3でもなんかこう新しく全くバトルシステムをこう差し替えてしまうっていうのは多分ファンにとってもこう求められないことだろうなっていうところがあるので、基本的には同じベースのバトルシステムをいかに新しいこう
I'm definitely interested to figure out what the heck.
ところをまず見ていく。
I'm just glad we can like glamour them.
新しいキャラクターが入ってくるっていう攻略性も増えますけど、やっぱり一番は今回はこうウェアフィッツを
Sid, that was with a S.
広げています。で、
His name was with us, unless that was a different
ウェアは
Sid.
単純にこうキャラクターの能力がこうカスタマイズされるだけではなくて、ちゃんとそれ用のスキルツリー含めてこう新しいこうコマンド性だったりアクション性だったりっていうそのこう選択がどんどん広がっていくようにこう構成されているので。そこがやっぱ今回新たに
It's going to be interesting because I know that they did mention somewhere, which I'm pretty sure I'll find the article on this whole
Skill
thing,
tree stuff changed a little bit from
is
from remake to rebirth.
how
Are we
different
expecting a skill tree that maybe is a bit
is
closer to what
everyone's
was in
playthrough
Rebirth,
gonna
like
be?
with the folio system, for example.
like the main core is going to be the same, but they said that we won't be able to do everything, and depending on what we choose and what we do will determine like how we get there, obviously. Because we're not able to do everything our first playthrough.
スキルツリーに変わっているので、まあそこはこうどのこうウェアを育てようかなみたいなところは結構ユーザーごとにこう差別化されるんだろうなとは思ってます。
Hi,
Similar
Kupo.
but
Thank you for
different within a new
15
context. Very
months.
cool.
Yeah,
Thank you for
2027 is going to be
giving my
busy,
extremely
and I'm
great
glad
gameplay
it's
questions.
early 2027.
Playing these
Thank
games on a
God.
foundational level, as someone that loves combat and like fighting games especially, I really just could not believe how Final Fantasy VII Rebirth expanded upon those elements, and there's just so many things that you don't even see people do that is so capable. So it's wonderful to see that that's just going to continue into part 3. I honestly can't wait to play these characters.
これ今日のステージでも
It's mainly just like dialogue options and maybe like events you can't get if you don't do proper dialogue options
We
and
can
stuff,
tell.
Duke.
We can tell. So I got several questions from the internet. I have some friends with questions of things that I would like to echo, and I'm also curious about. The thing that we just saw over and over again, and I don't know if you guys technically alluded towards it, was chocobo breeding. And clearly one of the big, most notorious things in the original Final Fantasy VII. Can you mention anything about it now, or is it just a part
The
of
question
those
that Max
extra
regrets
world
not asking
exploration
is the
elements
birthing
that
of
we
materia.
might have to wait to see a bit later?
そうですね、今作は、まあ、原作だったようなチョコボを配合してチョコボを新しい
Ooh, the Steam page is up? Okay, we'll definitely look at that too.
入れてません。逆にこうピコっていうまあ、相棒をどんどん育てていきながらまあ、自由に揃って
Oh, Pico's back.
いうところでの探索のカスタマイズとか広がりのため
Because he did, when I was talking to him, he said he didn't think that it was a possible question to ask. But then after seeing what everyone else was asking, it's like, dang it, it could have that information. I feel like with Rebirth, I'm like lacking a lot of materia.
広がっていくんだけど、それとは別で原作の時も自分で配合すると高級車にチョコボが増えていったみたいな、今回は自分で配合して増やすみたいなことはないんだけど
Era's ultimate
ワール
weapon.
ドマップ上のいろんなコンテンツをやっていくことで自分の高級車にどんどんチョコボが集まっていくみたい
Maybe
な
they'll like
仕掛けがあります。
like even though Aerith is gone, like maybe we'll like have to do something where we still use her in some way, shape, or form. I don't know, like a past. Because we have to relive it, unfortunately, because Cloud hasn't accepted it.
During sunset, and
Hi,
I always
Omni.
loved the way the grasslands looked, and it was a little like, I wonder if I can get this time of day back later in the game, and it pretty much stayed at the same time of day. So
Chad
I
weapon.
think my general question is,
Frickin' Chadley.
I love Final Fantasy VII at night. I love Final Fantasy VII Remake at night especially. And I'm curious if there's any plans for like a day-night cycle of some kind, or just seeing different times of day for
Oh, that's a good
variety of different
question.
things.
そう基本的にはやっぱりこれって
Story
お話が少し
progression.
進むと
Okay.
空にメテオが出てきてそれが落ちてくるまでにどう世界を救うかみたいな話に原作でもなってるんですけど、やっぱり時間の変化っていうのはどうしてもストーリー側と合わせたいっていうところがやっぱリバースと同様であるので、基本的に夜とか昼とかっていう時間の変化はストーリーの中で
Yeah, any question that I would have had, it would have been the spoiler. Be like, why can I beat Rebirth and not play Zack scenes?
I'm trying to lean away from story and
Can
lore
Zack and
implications
Aerith have a
theory
moment
crafting, which
before
is
the
something
game's
that
over?
we've over the past couple of years, of course. But I love the title of Part 3. None of us didn't see it coming, and also the implications of what it could possibly mean is also like interesting. It also has always felt to me that the subtitles of each game are almost implying to like Sephiroth intentions. Like Sephiroth is remaking something, or he's being reborn, rebirthed, right? And that feels like almost like a revelation of something we don't realize what's happening, and we will learn about what's happening. How did you guys come to the title of Part 3, and how disappointed were you that you couldn't use
It is very cool. Man, why are you yelling at us? I just have questions!
なかったですね。もういくつかもう最後は2つか3つぐらいまで絞り込んでた時に、もう最後は本当にクリエイティブディレクターの野村の方にもう決めてくれというので、
So it's Nomura that did it.
決めました。で基本的にはもう言葉の通りでまあセフィロスかもしれないですし、この新しいこのリメイクシリーズの最後の結末かもしれないですし、とにかく我々がここまでリメイクリバースとユーザーに問いかけてきたものを全て明かすというそのつもりでこのリベレーション
It's just so surreal that we're finally getting an ending to a game that we already know how it is.
There's another small event that happened today that prefaced you guys going up to talk about the main game. So Tifa is in Street Fighter. That is still not hit me entirely that this is an actual reality
Oh
now.
God,
How
Tifa!
did this come to be? Was it a thing where you guys were always buddies and it just seemed like a good idea? Did the Street Fighter guys come to you? Or did it just seem like such a unique opportunity based on the game?
They were trying to get Tifa into Street Fighter for 3 years, guys.
だけでもなく、結構いろんなやっぱりゲーム限らずですけど、からやっぱりティファを利用したいっていう声はやっぱこれまでもたくさんありました。だからやっぱり我々
I wonder if Bandai and Capcom were like doing a bid war for Tifa.
我々も肌で感じてるし理解してるので、なんか安くどんどん消費するというか こう無難に使ってしまうのがやっぱ良くなくて、で今回やっぱり我々最終作としてやっぱ一つのこう区切りタイミングなので、ストリートファイターのやっぱそれでも非常に素晴らしくこう人気のあるこうゲームタイトル。
Apparently, Tifa was in development for Street Fighter since 3 months after launch. Yeah, no, I talked with people at Capcom. She's been in the works for a very long time. But I did tell them if she doesn't have a low forward drive rush, she's trash.
Yeah, incredibly exciting. As someone that has been,
And even if she is trash, I'm still gonna play her. They asked me, they're like, "Are you gonna play her if she's like the lowest of the bottom of the barrel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Tifa."
Final Fantasy VII in the same sentence. And if any of that stuff happens later on in any way, you know, I think you got a lot of supporters out there. Is all I'll say.
そうですね。せっかくこうね今この
Yeah, no, I will. There's officially literally no one else I need to play in Street Fighter anymore.
Can't wait.
They can bring in Makoto. They can bring in all Sakura back. They can bring everybody. I am not playing Tifa for as long as I shall live.
We've been on this journey since release for upwards of 6
Yeah, I'll
years,
complain that she's trash the entire time, but I'm playing Tifa forever.
For you, I think you've been on the project since about 2016 or 2017. How does it feel?
I'm giving coaching lessons to all the Final Fantasy fans that want to learn Street Fighter.
The last 2 games.
So I will give lessons. I will do lobbies and be like,
or is it a thing where you're
here
just waiting to show off the stuff
is what you got to do.
どうなんでしょうね。ようやく終わりが見えてきて、安心してる気持ちもあります。
Yeah.
で、あとはやっぱり
I play a playable Chocobo in Street Fighter. I'm interested in what song they're gonna pick for her. Her remix and her Tifa theme remix in Rebirth is great. Like the fast one, but I wonder if they're gonna do something different.
そこに自分のクリエイターのこうパッションというか、こう情熱を注いできたっていうことに対して。 この今こう3作目が
I just love that they put I love they put Sid and Vincent together and something. How do you sign up for Street Fighter training? I mean, whenever I play it, we could just like find time to do it. Because now, literally, I was going to do like high master grind or whatever for Ingrid, but as soon as they announced Tifa, I was like, I don't care about no Ingrid.
まあ終わってしまう寂しさもまたあるみたいなそんな感じですかね。
I got a master. That's good enough.
Which was based on the English version of the trailer. There was one character specifically that sounded a little bit different, and we couldn't discern.
Oh, this is where he confirmed that Sephiroth was not Sephiroth actor.
Seemed to be maybe a different voice actor in the English version of the
That's it's a bummer that Tyler did not be able to finish his reign as Street Fighter as Sephiroth, but.
I was almost wondering, like,
is the game dead to you until then? No, I'm playing it after we go through all this, unless this literally takes my entire stream day. I've never done a just sitting around just chatting about a video game stream before, like one specifically that we all love so dearly. So this is something I'm trying new. So,
great to know.
Later. I just got an update from Square, chat, and I got the permission to reveal who the voice actor was.
I was like,
I guess this is an exclusive.
I was like, what?
Permission to reveal who Sephiroth's new voice actor is.
Okay, this is when he revealed that.
It is somebody. Some of you guys guessed it already. It is indeed Travis Willingham. So congrats. Travis is now portraying
Laura Bailey's
Sephiroth
husband.
in,
No.
Part 3. He voiced a Superman. Shut up. Travis also voiced a Superman at some point.
And Roy
Shut the
Mustang.
hell up.
Okay, yeah.
He did Lego Superman. That is gotta be intentional. That literally has to be intentional. That is the third different Superman that has portrayed Sephiroth at this point. That is crazy. If that's coincidence, that is
Well, I mean, Sephiroth is kind of a god.
I just kind of want to wrap things up a bit. I don't want to keep you guys take too much of your guys'
Makes
time.
sense.
I do have to say
Superman
that
is also
we
kind
are
of a
here
god.
At the end of this thing.
Except the
There
only
has
thing
been
that
so many
Sephiroth
people
isn't
that
really a
have
Boy Scout, so that kind of
contemplating
ruins
what is happening
everything.
with the story, what is happening with these characters as we move forward into the final part. We've been sort of drip fed many of your interviews over the past, like, I'd say 2 years. And we've been just sort of like inkling at any idea of where this stuff is going. So I'm kind of curious if you guys sort of heads down focused on the narrative that already existed, or was there a lot of paying attention to hear what all fans are saying?
Yeah, I think
about
people
where the
were
story's going, what the
saying that
narrative
Matt
is doing?
Mercer phoned
Or
his
is it sort of
friend
the
to
thing
be
like, laser
Sephiroth, but
focus,
I don't think they realize how much
this is our story, we're going to tell it.
Travis has done.
的には早い段階でこの
But I
ビデオ
hear he's fantastic.
決まっていました。はい
Just like
まあ
just
やっぱ
as
ユ
a
ーザー
thing.
が原作通りにこう
I hear he's
着地するのか
fantastic.
が今回このリメイクシリーズっていうところで何かこう変化を入れてくるのかっていうのはやっぱすごく期待されてると思うんで、まあ、我々こうまさにリベレーションではないですけど、どういう答えをこう皆さんにお届けするかっていうのは本当に楽しんでいただきたいし、私はその今回の我々の答え
We're gonna be
に非常に自信
satisfied according
The
to him.
title's definitely very interesting. So yeah, all I have to say, you know, from me personally, and I've only gotten a chance to.
I
talk
love
with you
Roy
guys
Mustang.
So much
I need to
as
watch
time has gone
Brotherhood. I've
these
only
past
seen the original
3
Full
games,
Metal.
But the fact that we are where we are, I'm deeply appreciated that Final Fantasy VII as a series got this much attention and has received so much love, care, and attention from you as a director and the development team and the development staff. I am so much anticipating when the game eventually drops that I'm like debating not watching any more trailers, but I'm unable to do that. So for me personally, the fact that we're here leaves me even more deeply appreciative than I was before with the first 2 games. So thank you guys.
I'm starting to get like
いや
nervous and like
ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクシリーズを
I can't think about anything else with Final Fantasy VII now.
私も非常に
Like-
嬉しく思っています。
The conclusion is
So,
finally
Arata,
happening.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for translating as well. Chat, just look forward. The game's coming out in spring of 2027.
It's gonna be April. It's gonna be April. Okay, what's GameSpot? Because the remake was supposed to come out in March because I was excited because it was near my birthday, but then it got delayed because of the pandemic to April, and then Rebirth got revealed or released the last day of February. Spring, but here's the thing, chat. Spring starts around my birthday. My birthday, March 24th, is on a Wednesday. So technically, the game could come out March 24th, 25th, and I will scream at the top of my lungs. I will, if I see a March in the end of March date, that is my birthday game. My birthday is March 21st, 4th, March 24th. I don't even know my own birthday. And that's the beginning of spring. Yours is March 23rd? Nice. Yeah, spoil me!
I'm here at Summer Game Fest with Final Fantasy Revelation director Naoki Hamaguchi. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's
today.
just so
I really
night and day. Like
appreciate the
before we were
time,
in
and I'm
Max's room, and
so
now we're like in an
incredibly excited
actual
for part 3
like
of my favorite
interview
adventure.
spot.
Tifa Lockhart is probably one of my favorite video game characters, if not characters of all time. And in this portion of Final Fantasy VII, she kind of becomes the main character and serves as the glue that keeps the team together. Is that something that we can expect in Revelation?
But so
And,
does
you know,
Sid,
how so, if
people.
that's the case?
Dag
も
nabbit.
ちろんティファの存在っていうのは
So I do believe that, you know, something that's been present throughout
Don't
the
just
entire
say it's
series
only
is, you know,
Tifa.
Cloud being the central protagonist. And of course, you know, he is still the main character for Revelation as well. But I do believe
How come
that,
no one asked the
players
real
can
questions? Are they
expect,
still gonna
within
do it at
Revelation
underneath
of their
the high
title
one?
That, you know, Tifa and other characters will also
Are
be
they still
highlighted,
gonna? Are they still gonna
and
do
we'll
it
all
before
be
the
sort
end
of
of the
going
game?
towards this conclusion
Can we ask
together.
those questions?
And so that's one, you know, detail that is not to be missed.
My next question is about the name.
Imagine that, a mini game?
It was
No.
mentioned that there were 2 to 3 other names that were maybe in the running to be the third part's final name. What were the other potential names, and why do you think Nomura-san
That'd be
decided
cool.
to go
You
with
know, honestly,
Revelation?
it would be cool if they do another affinity system like that, where depending right before
You know, we figured
the
that
Highwind
once we
incident,
went on that, we had 2 or 3
it's like
other
the date
options.
again.
We knew that everyone wanted to ask what those were.
I still have not seen
But
Tifa's
since
date,
we
by the
had
way.
just
I've been saving
recently
it for my
announced
hard
the
mode
Revelation
playthrough for
title,
Rebirth.
We do want
So,
to focus on that.
um,
For now,
I think
you
that'd be
know,
really cool.
we
Hi,
keep
Manuel.
2 or 3 others kind of close to us. us. But in terms
Like
of the
one last
subtitle,
conversation before we take out
remake and
Sephiroth
rebirth
would
as
be
well,
very, very
that was
cool.
something that our creative director Nomura-san also chose. And so for Revelation, the third title.
Unfortunately, I've
wanted
seen
him to
screenshots of
choose
something
it
that happens,
as
which
well.
explained
In terms
why
of
all the
Revelation,
Eris stands
we are
shippers
going
were
to be
upset. So I
revealing,
know that much, but I've
everything
not
up to
seen the
this point
date
that,
at all.
the players themselves may have
So I
many
don't even know how it
questions
even
about.
got to that
It's
point.
very much aligned with my vision.
But
as
it was my
well,
mission to
the
save that for my
story,
hard
and so
mode
I think it's
playthrough.
very fitting.
My next question is, we finally have Sid and Vincent as party members who we can control. We've seen some of their combat. They both look fantastic. What were some of the keywords when designing their combat that you wanted them to kind of evoke?
そうですね。まずビンセント。
So, of course, Vincent in the original game, he's able to transform in more specific scenes or circumstances. But we wanted to make sure to allow the players a more, degree of freedom in which they are able to transform him at different times at their own will. So he's able to transform into this beast mode, like whenever.
So I wonder
the
if his
player
beast mode
wants,
is going to
as
play a
well
little
as
bit like
use
Red
these
13's
far-range
gameplay.
attacks. So players are able to, choose that depending on how they want.
Who's
to
the translator?
play
I'm
with
not sure.
this
I've seen her
character.
around though.
And so in that way, one may feel that his combat
Hi,
style
Wiz
is a
Boy.
little similar to like Yuffie, but also very unique and different on his own. In terms of Sid, it's a little similar to Red 13 or Nanaki. In that,
From my
Nanaki
understanding,
is
from
a
what I
little
was
more of a
told, the
specialist
weapons
in,
fights are
the
in-game
ground level
content.
attacks, but then Sid,
Like,
sort
made
of a
for New Game
complement to
Plus.
that is more like aerial, in the air-based attacks that he's going to.
I'm going to
really
confirm it when I
excel
read
at.
all these things,
And,
but that was
as
just with
we,
when
add
talking with
these
all
new
the
characters, and there's a lot more playable
bros
characters
this
now,
weekend.
It becomes, sort of a challenge for us to determine which attacks or what types of combat each character is going to be specialized in. But I think we did a really great job of making each feel very unique. And fun
Yeah, I
to
was like,
play.
you can't tell me that's
On
New
the
Game
subject
Plus
of
because
combat,
I'm going to go
we
over there
now
and
have
try
almost kind of a
do it
job system in the
do it my
game.
first
And it's
playthrough
funny because
anyway.
I love a job system. It's why
Do not
Final
tempt
Fantasy
me.
V
And it was
Final
also
Fantasy
mentioned
Tactics are some
that
of my
you won't
favorites.
be able to get the
And so I wanted to
highest
ask, what inspired the choice to add that,
highest
especially
level of
this
your
late
character
into the
until
trilogy?
which, by the way, she's
And
level
were there any
74.
other
I wonder if
Final Fantasy games
99
you
is a
looked
thing
at
now
for inspiration or any
until the end of the
direction that you wanted
game.
to go with that?
Because
ここはやっぱり
I
こう
hate
その
grinding in
リベレーション
video
Part of
games,
this,
guys. Now,
this
so
is,
the older I
in
get, my
discussions
patience is
with
worn
Indo's
thin.
battle director,
But I will
also
sit
for
around, go be
Revelation,
on
and
stream
when we
and
were
run around in
discussing,
the
what kind of
circle
combat system we wanted
until
for
I
this,
get to level
third,
99.
Title, we did think that completely
When
omitting
it's Final
something,
Fantasy,
and putting in something entirely
grinding
new,
is
may not
fine.
be, so fun for players who have really
Except
enjoyed
tactics.
the
Don't
grinding
ask me to
combat
grind in
systems,
tactics. Thank
leading
you.
up to this title. And so we really, from really early on, we did want to decide on building upon the existing foundation, kind of evolving on what we have currently created. And so from that, it's not so much that we were set.
I
upon
had no
creating, like,
idea
let's make a
until I
job
watched a
system,
friend
but
beat
it
the
was,
original for the
more
first
so that we
time.
looked at Cloud, characters
That
like Cloud and Aerith, these characters that have
unless
a
you
certain
were of a
characteristic,
higher level,
that the players
you
are
don't
aware
have to
of.
worry
And
about
then,
the split
usually,
in
we'll
the
look to
split fight in
customize
the
those
end.
abilities by adding on materia and such.
And
But
I
then
didn't
for
realize that
Revelation, we really wanted
that was a
that,
thing because I was never
ability to
I was never
customize
under
and
leveled.
be able to play a character
And then
as the
that
player
friend of
wishes,
mine
to
that
be a
did
large
do that
part of the game.
realized that she
And,
couldn't beat
that
it,
would
and then
make
she
the
went to go
experience
grind, and
much
she
more
came
fun as
back,
well.
and then
In
she
that
had the
way,
split
the
party.
job
She was like,
system
"What?
included,
Wait, what is
for
this?"
players who were able to take a character like Cloud, for example.
I'm like,
who
"Oh,
you
I
may
had
think
no
of as a
idea."
warrior type, but he might be able to be a black mage on top of that, and then with his action abilities, unleashes a whole dearth of possibilities.
So to follow up with that, will all characters be able to use any of the jobs in the game?
Oh, okay, wait, hold on.
And could you also tell me a bit more about, I know we've seen Black Mage, but are there other jobs that you can talk about at this point?
はい、
So there's going to be 4 different fits, that's what we call them, that each character is
I
going
think
to be
he's gonna say
able
the same
to
thing
equip.
that they told
And
him
then,
Max Stream.
We've introduced Black Mage and Warrior so far, and there is going to be more that we hope people will be excited for.
Revelation is said to be the most expansive version of Gaia that we've seen so far. So I was wondering, based off of, I guess, some of the criticism leveled at Rebirth in terms of
Yeah,
it
the weapons
almost
would
being
push you
too
away. I
big and there
remember
being
that.
Too much to do and too many mini games. How do you balance having this?
I think
even
one time I
larger
spawned
world
next to
with
Sapphire, and the
momentum
high one was like,
story
ping, ping,
momentum?
ping,
Was the
ping.
feedback
It's like,
from
wait,
Rebirth
I'm
something
not-
that
I can't
you
fight him.
considered when building and designing Revelation?
そうですね。まあやっぱりこうミニゲームに関して
So, of course, with Rebirth, we did notice the variety of feedback that we received from players about the mini games, the types, and their quantity. So we were aware of that.
I did hear about
and
this.
At the same time, the remake series is a sort of homage to the original Final Fantasy VII game, and so
They're gonna
when
make
we set
all the
upon,
mini games
creating
optional.
Revelation, it was really never our intent to reduce or decrease the number of mini
I
games.
I
We were
loved
more
and
so
hated this
thinking,
mini
how can
game.
we best deliver these games to the players today within the
Because I did,
title.
like, because I know I'm
And
gonna
we felt
platinum
that,
Rebirth, so
you
I
know,
did
if
everything
the
on the mini game,
mini-games
so I don't have to worry about it
were
during my hard mode
optional, yet
playthrough.
they were, heavily tied
But
to
that
character
game
growth, and
cheated
that, like,
me
you'd have
so
to
many
pay them in order
times.
to let your character, grow some more. It would feel less optional. And so in Revelation, we took care to kind of like lighten that necessity a bit more to make it easier.
Yeah,
for
they're gonna
players
make the
to
mini
kind of
games
play the mini games at their
optional.
own will.
But I hope for
So,
people
it
that
might
do
be
them,
tied
it's
more to,
worth
like,
the
character
benefit of
skins,
doing them.
that you can gain through playing these mini games. And so players that want to, customize
Because the thing
their
I liked
characters
about the mini
more
games in
and
this
are
one is
more
that they were
interested in
tied to
that
new
part of
story
the gaming
elements. Like,
experience,
we
you
found
can
out
feel
about
free to,
Wedge randomly
engage
in a
more in the
random
mini-games,
mini game
whereas
side
people that
quest.
might want to kind of strengthen
So
and
it's
delve
like
more into
there
the
were
battle
good
experience,
things
we have
happening
more of it, like,
when
specifically
doing these
tied
mini
to the
games. So I
battles.
want it to
And
be
so in
worth
that way, I
it
think that's,
again to
one
do
part
them.
That's really been kind of updated and differentiated for Revelation.
And you
Yeah, there's
mentioned
Sephiroth
this
and the
is
Gilgamesh
an
fight.
homage
Like, I
to
loved what they
Final
did with
Fantasy VII
Gilgamesh,
to
honestly.
the original game.
It
And when I
it was a
think
little
of
overwhelming, which is I
Revelation, what
understand.
assume
Like,
will be in
I
there,
am not
so
gonna make the
many
mini games
fantastic
optional
moments
myself,
and set pieces.
but
one of my
there was,
favorites
I
is
think the
the
biggest,
slap
yeah, let's
fight
go!
between Tifa and Scarlet. And there's so many funny things too. So I was just wondering, what were
I
maybe
need
some of the moments that you were most excited to recreate in this modern engine, and to have people experience once again?
But it was the biggest thing that a lot of people always complained about was the mini games for Rebirth.
To the original, that it's so hard to choose. But if I were to speak on one, I'd like to talk about the weapons. And we see some of them in the trailers that we showed yesterday. And so when you think about the weapons, you have to think about, are we going to show them at actual scale? How are we going to achieve presenting them in Revelation? And in the original, when we see
I
them
just
in the
really
world
want to
map,
know
it's just not that
how
strange
this
to
is going to
see
be
them at that
handled.
size. But when we think about the remake series, we did have to address, how best to represent them and present them in that way. And I think the way that we chose to do so will be, like
Honestly,
a great one and
Sapphire
fun
looks a
one
little
to
different.
experience, for the
He's a little
players.
chunkier.
And so I believe,
Or
that,
he's
the
like
weapons is
skinnier
something to look
and
out
like
for.
tentacly
Amazing. It's funny, that was something
or
that
like
stuck out to me
winger.
so much. It was one of those things where I saw the weapons and I was like, this is exactly how I imagined them when I was a kid. So it was fantastic to see. My final question is, with this being the last part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, does it really feel like you're saying goodbye to Final Fantasy VII, or is this something where you're hoping to revisit this again in the future? I mean, I know you probably can't talk too much about that, but does this feel like
We
you're
were talking
closing the
about
book,
that
or
during
just
Summer
the
Game
end
Fest
of
as
this
well,
first part?
about like it just being so sad that this is over. But then I brought up the point, I was like, honestly, guys, we're still talking about the original 7. I think this game is going to live for as long as we live, regardless of the story being finished or not. There's always going to be something new to talk about. There's always going to be some reason to bring it up in conversation. That's how iconic this game series actually is. Is that it's not, even though the conclusion is going to be a thing,
conclusion that everyone has been waiting for as soon as possible.
Like,
so we really
it's
focused
going to
our
be
efforts
here
on getting
forever.
Revelation as soon as we can.
Amazing. Thank
We
you
need to
both so
bypass all
much.
the
I really
people that are going to
appreciate
hate
your
it, because
time.
people are going
And
to hate
thank you
it.
all
Like,
so much for watching. I
someone,
cannot wait
someone's
for
going to be
Final Fantasy
unhappy.
VII
They're always
Revelation.
unhappy. So it's like, yeah, I get that, but it's just going to be, it's going to be great.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Giant Bomb at Night, Day 2. We're hanging out here. It's going to be a lot of fun for our next segment. I'm going to introduce the couch right after I say we're presented by Please Wishlist Aliens Fireteam Elite 2. But let's get
Who's
to the
that on
couch right
recommends?
now.
I don't
We're gonna
know.
have everybody introduce themselves. Please go ahead.
Probably
Introduce
people
yourself.
I know.
はい。
Or is it me?
はい。ファイナルファンタジーリベレーションの、ディレクターの浜口です。今日はよろしくお願いします。
Oh, it's me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hinano Akiyama, and I'll be translating for Director Hamaguchi. I'm Mike Minotti. I work at Giant Bomb. Hi, everybody. I like Final Fantasy. I think it's neat.
Yeah, we're like a Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 Revelation got announced. What was it like just to get it out there in front of everybody?
レベレーションついに発表されましたが、その発表した心境について教えてください。
Presented by Aliens Fire
こ
Team.
の完結作を発表できたっていうのはまず一つ
I'm the third guy.
まず一つこう安心しました。
So finally, we were able to announce, this conclusion
I'm
to this
like
long-awaited
Minotti.
series, and so that kind of feels relieving and like satisfying to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it's going to be out on everything. Was that something that was like, oh man, we really want to make sure we hit that, make sure everyone knew that no matter where you're playing, you're going to get to play this game?
That's so cool that they're doing day and date though. That's crazy.
そうですね。もうあるし、やっぱり私自身クリエイターとしてやっぱ自分が作ったコンテンツをやっぱり多くの人に触ってもらえるっていうのはやっぱ非常に嬉しいことなので、はい、もう本当にどこでも誰でもどういう環境でもっていうところを目指してます。
Yeah, absolutely. As a creator myself, I'd love for, anybody, kind of as many as people as possible to be able to play it anywhere, anytime they'd like. So that's what we're hoping for.
Excellent. I remember you guys talking a while back about each game you want to have a sort of different gameplay style. And people were, I think, concerned about this. They weren't sure what that might mean, but I think in this trailer we got an idea. It kind of meant like more verticality. Now you have the airship, the world's opening up, and we're going to let you do new things while exploring the world. Is that what people should take away from that first trailer we got to see?
People are kind of asking similar questions, like exploration and combat, but I think there's probably just like they can't really say anything else different, right?
Is that something like should people be like thinking like Tears of the Kingdom, or what would you have a comparison point that people should look to?
Please not Tears of the Kingdom.
そうですね。なんかこのタイトルっていうかやっぱり
The last thing I would want is a bunch of dead space to walk around in.
リメイクからオープンワールドで空間を広げたん
But
ですけど、
that's just the whole aspect of open world though.
チョコボもすごくやっぱ成長させて、でなんか空を飛び回れるようになるので。
I wasn't the biggest fan of Tears and Breath, so I think it's just because it just seems so empty. Even though you can stumble across stuff, but I'm not. It's hard for me to like. I need a
checklist. We really built upon the exploration that you can do on ground in Rebirth. Just expanded vertically, and like aerial exploration is big for this title. And not only can you parachute down into the ground from the high wind, you can also raise Chocobo and fly around, being able to reach different places for this title. And so in that way, it's just like not just horizontal, but we're making a lot of use of that.
I wonder when they're going to show us the submarine, because we have to have it.
Curious, how open is it from the beginning, right? Is it still like in Rebirth, you have these open zones, but one kind of leads to the other? Or is that whole world a bit more open from the start since we've been to a lot of those places already?
Yeah. Is it?
だいたいゲームを開始して5時間6時間ぐらいゲームをプレイするとハイウィンドウを入手できるんですけど、そのタイミングぐらいから多分ワールドマップの半分ぐらいに近いエリアはそのタイミングです最初から探索できるようになります。
Yeah, so around I'd say like 5 to 6 hours
of gameplay. Still be there.
You can acquire the high wind, and at that moment, that timing, around half of the world map can be accessed with the high wind.
That's awesome. You mentioned Chocobo training. How elaborate of a system should we expect that to be? That was obviously a big fan favorite feature in the original Final Fantasy VII.
And the Chocobo stuff was like in the basement of the high wind too, so.
チョコボの育成？そういう意味だとチョコボを育成していくことでよりなんか探索がスケールアップするんですけど、なんかそこの成長がなんか難しいと結局なんかユーザーの体験が広がらないんで、結構簡単にどんどん
We better still have that bike.
成長していくようになってるんで、そういう意味だとなんかだいぶなんだろうな。
Or what if they find a way to add the Advent Children bike just for
時間が
funsies?
かからなくより空間をユーザーが楽しめるような感じにはバランスをとってます。
Yeah, so I think we kept it balanced in that way where it doesn't like hinder the exploration. So it's not like super challenging to raise, Pico and like have that be able to access different parts of the world.
Now that the games, all 3 games in this trilogy are out, do you feel sort of a relief now that like people come into the series that are very precious about being able to see the beginning and the end can all just see it in one go? And do you expect new people who have been holding off to be like, hey, now's the time?
I have a few friends that haven't touched it until the 3rd one.
3作目が出ることで、すべてそのトリロジーがそのコンプリートってなりますが、それはその今まで例えばすべてが出るのを待ってた方にも参入しやすいような時期だと思いますか？
そうですね。なんか比較的こう日本とかでもそうですけど、結構グローバルでなんかこうすごいファイナルファンタジー7をこうすごくこう愛してるというか好きなけど。なんか3部作全部揃わないと
I know everyone's like wondering about Revelations, but I want to know when they're going to decide to make Queen's Blood a standalone title.
ぜひ多くの方に触ってもらいたいなっていうのはあります。
I want that to be a PvP game.
Globally as well, I have heard voices from players who are just waiting for the entire trilogy to be out before they dive in. So I really hope that those players can jump in and enter this world with this release.
And kind of like on your side of that, this has been a long time kind of working on 3 projects, but kind of one project. It's been a lot of your life devoted to this Final Fantasy VII Remake. How do you kind of keep sort of creatively inspired or sort of keep creative fatigue going away? Is that a worry at all, working in this same world for so long now?
今回その一つの FF7 の世界にかなり長年
Isn't it called like Geralt or something like that? Or am I making that up? I never played it when I played Witcher 3.
ためには何か努力を何かされてるのでしょうか？
まあやっぱりこの3部作ってずっとメディアとかにもメッセージングしてますけど、なんか同じゲームデザインをそのまま焼き回していくのではなくて、やっぱり3作で進化だったり新しいゲーム性をユーザーに提供するっていうのはやっぱずっと掲げてたことなので、そういう意味でやっぱり例えばね3年なり4年かけて1本ずつ制作していくときにやっぱり今のトレンドだったり今の新しい他のトリプル A のゲームとかオープンワールドのゲームみたいなのを常にやっぱり参考にしたりとかインスピレーションを受けながら作ってきたので、そういう意味で非常に一作一作がちゃんと今のゲームデザインというかエンターテインメントにちゃんとマッチしてユーザーに届けられるたんじゃないかなっていうのは思ってます。
He's probably saying there's no block.
Instead of kind of going for a more like static game design like throughout the 3 titles where each experience kind of just feels more or less the same.
Oh jeez,
more
Yanni, I'm so
dynamic and
tired.
like fitting with the times. So there were various like open world games and AAA titles that we saw inspiration from that really influenced these games as well, and we're just kind of continuously developing with that in mind. In that way, I think each title really like matches that like feel aligned to the game experience that I think players really want today.
And I think some of the ways you have fun is by introducing
I won't know
some
how
of
long
these
it is
new
because it's like a
elements,
section.
new wrinkles, and even new characters. Chadley, right? I mean, everyone
Oh
loves
God,
Chadley.
Chadley. Oh, they talked a lot.
So I'm sort of curious.
Oh no, they didn't.
What are we going to expect? Maybe that's new and different from people who are already very familiar. With
As much as Chadley was annoying the crap out of me in Rebirth because he kept interrupting whenever something important was happening in the story, I really liked his finale. Like I liked how they tied him into everything. And I really want, if they're gonna force feed him to us, I want him to be have something with Hojo. Like, cause we gotta take on Hojo's like beast mode.
ファンが期待するっていうところだとやっぱハイウィンドウは非常に今作でやっぱ重要な要素の一つになってるかなと思います。
Yeah, so I think there's many new elements that have been introduced in this title, but something that the fans can really look forward to is High Wind and what they can experience with that.
なんか
Nobody talked about like Rocket Town or anything, huh? I guess we really couldn't. Usually when you have interviews like this, you can only talk about what is actually shown. So.
ハイウィンドの中も作られてますし、なんかこうワールドマップをいろいろ探索していくことで、ハイウィンドの中がこう賑やかになったりとか、結構こうクルーのこうセリフがこう変わったりとか、結構そういう意味ではハイウィンドは今作において非常に重要なこう位置づけになっている。
Yeah, so in that way, it not only serves as a mode of transportation,
Hojo has him, maybe.
It serves as like also like a portal or hub for the players. And as you continue with the exploration, different things happen within the interior, or you can get like rewards to talk to.
He'll just like just be that one person that you walk up to like change your party and stuff. That's gonna be Chadley.
As you keep exploring.
And that's just lives in the Highland.
チャドリーは戻ってきますよね。
チャドリーは今回まさにそのさっきハイウィンドの話をしましたけど、もちろん戻ってきますし、今回も登場しますし、チャドリーはそのハイウィンドの中で自分のこう基地を作って、そこでメテオについてこう研究をしてるキャラクターとして。
I just want that same feeling like when the weapons are around, where you want to scream and avoid them, because that's how I was always when I wasn't ready to fight, mainly specifically the emerald weapon.
Always part of the crew.
Like I want that same like heightened like, oh no, the weapon's here. Let's go the other direction. Like I want that anxiety.
So of course, the interior of the High Wind is an homage to how it looks in the original, but just Chadley's room is going to be super high tech.
All right.
Oh yeah, so he is in the High Wind.
I could be kind of simple when it comes to like looking from the outside in on a game.
So Chadley confirmed
like,
inside the
RPG,
High Wind.
How much of an RPG is it going to be? And then I see something in the trailer like, is that a job system? That feels very RPG to me. Is that something that is that the way you guys think about it? Is it like fun to be like, hey, we can put in different RPG elements into a game like this and express that idea in a different way?
今度ジョブシステムについてもRPG 的な要素を今回もっと入れてみようというような意気込みだったんでしょうか。
そうですね、それもありますし、やっぱりこういう3部作でこうゲームを構成する上で、なんかこうコンバットシステムについて、なんかこう今まであった機能をこうやめて新しい機能を入れるっていうのは、多分多くのこれまでやってきてくれたゲームファンにとってはあまり嬉しくないことなんだろうなと思ったので、逆に言うとじゃあリバースからどういう要素を足してあげればこれまでのコンバットシステムを生かしたままなんかこう拡張できるかっていうところが、まず私と遠藤の最初のそこがこうトライというかチャレンジでした。
Yeah, absolutely. And that is part of it. And on top of that, I think that in thinking about the trilogy, we didn't want to ever take away from the existing battle system that the players really enjoy and replace it with something like job system. So we wanted to always just build upon and add on. That was more of our thinking, and work with the existing system to kind of elevate it.
Yeah. Is it like refreshing to be like, I have multiple bites at the apple here to be like, hey, last time we didn't have either the will or we didn't want to try to do it that time. Now we can, and it still feels very Final Fantasy VII at the end of the day.
I think the thing that makes Final Fantasy VII is the characters. I think you can do whatever you want to the system. And as long as the characters are there, are who they are, it will always feel like Final Fantasy VII.
バトルシステムを作って、その次はさらにそこに対してこう連携の要素をこう足して。
Because I still believe to this day, as much as I love like 6 and 8, I think Final Fantasy VII has the best cast of characters ever made in any Final Fantasy to date.
さらにこう多くのゲームファンの方にこう気に入ってもらえるコンバットに仕上がったのかなと思います。
Yeah, it definitely was. First kind of going from like the hybrid battle system of the turn-based and the action, kind of like, fusing together to something now including the job system, the fit system with the outfits. I think we're
I think so. I think the characters are just really iconic.
And so this will be something I think fans will really enjoy.
Sorry, go ahead.
今回SGF でこう映像を流して当然 こうそういうジョブシステムみたいなものを入れたら当然バトルの攻略性も深まりますけど、それとさらにその見た目の要素もやっぱ新たに追加されてすごく今回
I definitely like the Game Informer stuff that
好意的に受け取
my
られ
friend
てたので
Brian always
他に
asks
も
like
いろんな衣装がある
really
ので
good
ぜひぜひそこも楽しんでもらいたい。
questions. I had
So,
coffee. Why am I
with
yawning?
SGF,
Stop it.
What we showed there too, like you can see the expansion on like battle strategy and how it informs that. Also with like the fits, Tifa's outfit, I think everyone loved that. So yeah, that's really exciting.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I see this new fit system and these costumes, as a Final Fantasy fan, I'm kind of wondering, okay, so this a full-blown job system like in Final Fantasy V, is this like the dress spheres in Final Fantasy X too? Just how much does this costume change a
Dress
character's
spheres.
moveset, their abilities, their stats? Is Tifa really becoming a full-on black mage when she puts that on? Or is it more like Tifa with maybe a bit more magical ability?
Huh. Good question. Because it's like I don't know much detail about the fits.
その5みたいなジョブか10-2のようなのか、もう本当に完全にティファが黒魔導士になっていくみたいな感じなのか、ちょっとどういうグレーな変化なんでしょうか。
衣装は本当にただパラメーターとか見た目が変わるだけではなくて、それによって例えば黒魔導士にしたら黒魔導士のスキルツリーともあるので、非常になんていうのかな、ゲームを通しながら黒魔導士、その各ウェアに対してのアクション性もそうですし、コマンド性もそうなんですけど、非常に成長幅があるので、単純に見た目とパラメータだけではなく、本当にバトル攻略にすごく密接に関わってくるものになっているので、そこは本当
The
楽しんで
Nintendo
もらえる
Direct
と
was
思って
great,
ます。
but I think I'm
So
still
it's
broken
really
from
not just
Tifa and
about
Street
changing,
Fighter and
like,
all
just
of
the
this
parameter or
Revelation
just
stuff.
the looks. But there's like a fits system skill tree, for example, and so it really changes the actions, like the abilities of the characters. And so I think it can really.
I'm
change
trying
the
to follow
player's
when
battle
he's
strategy,
answering,
and
but
people can
they're
have
still
fun with that.
just.
And how
I
many
understand the
costumes should
sentence
we
structure.
expect each character to have? Is this a thing where maybe each character will have a few, or is it going to be like a suite of 20 that everybody's going to have access to?
全員が例えば20着全部アクセスできるっていうような感じなんですか。何着？
一人に4着のコスチュームがあって、
Like I know what Ano means.
各
It's
全
just
キャラクターに同じようにコスチュームがあるので、もうそれだとねパーティーかける
Yeah,
と
I mean there's skill trees in the other one too. It's that
So each character
vending
will have
machine.
access to 4 fits, and every character is going to have like access to those. So it's like it's like each party times 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how do you gain access to these? Is it something you unlock through the story? Is it a reward for maybe a side mission or a mini game? Is it a variation of all that?
どうやって入手していくのでしょうか。
それぜひ聞いてもらえてよかったんですけど、結構驚かれるとは思うんですけど、今回バトルディレクターの遠藤の方でやっぱり例えばじゃあクラウドに対して戦士のコスチュームがあって、なんかゲーム通しながらじゃあなんか黒魔導士が出てみたいになると、なんか自由にこのプレイヤーにこのコスチュームをつけてください
I
っていう
think Final Fantasy VII Remake made me love Final Fantasy Original a lot more.
的にこのキャラクターにはこの
I think
コ
Final
スチュームを
Fantasy
最初使って
VII
ほ
was
しい
an
みたい
amazing
なのが
Final Fantasy game, but my favorite was always 6 and 8 for a very long time, and Remake made me put Final Fantasy VII
コスチュ
higher.
ームを使うかっていうのをユーザーが自由に選んでほしいっていうところがあって、ゲーム開始のさっき言ったハイウィンドウが開放される
I
タ
don't
イミン
know if
グ
it's just
で
due to
コスチューム
recency
機能も開
biasness.
放され
It's
るんです
because
け
I'm
ど、
like more
その
part
タ
of
イ
the
ミングで全
conversation.
てのコスチュームが
And
全
like
部開放され
understanding the
ます。
things, but then
Yeah,
as I
so
got
glad you
older, I think the
asked.
story of Seven is
So
a
this,
bit
we
more
talked about
mature
this with, battle
than when it
director
was when I was 11 years old when I was playing
like,
it.
It could be that, like, normally
So
within
being
game,
older and
as you
understanding
progress
all of
through the game, you
the
get, like,
main
one fits along the
themes
way or
of it,
something like that.
like dealing
But,
with mental
we really
health
wanted that,
and
like,
just
freedom of
so
choice,
dealing
with
with
the player
grief
being
and
able to
loss
just
and
freely
stuff.
choose
Like
between
the
the fits
themes
and
of
which character
Seven
you want
are
to apply them
something
on.
that resonate
So
more
at the
as
point
you
where
get
you
older.
acquire the high win, you have access to all the fits for the characters, like already.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. It just kind of opens up right away. You get a lot of character customization right then.
からオープンなことがカスタマイズできるっていうのは素晴らしいです。
そうですね。まあ、なのでさっき言ったさらにそこの各それぞれのコスチュームに対してのこう攻略の深さはスキルツリーでどんどんこうさらにこう広げていくっていう感じになってます。
Yeah, and you can kind of expand and go deeper into each fit with the skill tree.
Final Fantasy VII is, in my mind, the biggest remake that gaming's ever seen in terms of the scope and the ideas.
And it is known that the high wind is available 4 to 5 hours from the beginning, so we can get stuff early on. 4 to 5 hours seems like a long time, but it's not that long, to be honest. Especially if it's going to put us on rails to get Cloud out of the party that fast.
リメイクプロジェクトをやって、まあ本当に私自身もいろいろこう学んだこともあるし、経験したこともあって、本当にこのプロジェクトと関われてよかったっていう気持ちは本当にありますが、まあもう一回こうやりたいかとなると悩ましいところですね。まあそうだな、よくこう他のナンバリングをこうリメイク浜口さんやりませんかって言われることはありますけど、まあその時はもう明確に私じゃない誰か違う新しいこうクリエイターディレクターがこう次はこうそこは指揮をすればいいのかなというふうには思いますね。はい。
He's saying a tricky question.
Yeah, sure. I understand.
I had so much different learnings, working on this remake series over the years, and I'm truly grateful for that. At the same time, if someone were to say like, "Hey, do this again," I might say, I think this time maybe like a new creator should take the helm. And yeah.
Is there like maybe something in your heart to like, hey, when you see these other Final Fantasy games, it's like, maybe I would do it, but like smaller, more targeted. And of course, we're not talking about anything that is happening, but just like what you would want to do.
浜口さん自身が例えばもしそうですね。もっとより小さいスケールでこのような
I would have said I would like a little bit more humor in Final Fantasy XVI. But I'm no director or producer at Square.
Anything he wants to do.
Yes, yeah, like what he would want, like if he were to like look at like Final Fantasy IX or something like
These
that.
These remake games have been my most anticipated title since Metal Gear 4, but Tactics is your final favorite Final Fantasy anyways. Yeah.
例えばなんか FF9 とか FF10 でもっとなんか小さめのスケールでできるとしたらそれはしたいと思いますか？それともなんかもう
No, there's no not yet, Duke. I have done my time. I'm not going back.
まあこうファンの方々がこう求めたり、こう機会
Just in general, just working in the game industry, that is.
チャレンジングしたい気持ちはもちろんありますが、まあそれと同時にやっぱりこう新しいファイナルファンタジーのフランチャイズをよりまあ広げていくっていうこともやっぱりこう見ていく必要があると思うので、まあそこはやっぱりなんか新しいこうファイナルファンタジーを作っていく選択肢もまあこれまでのこう
I'm getting Ano and Atarashi. Atarashi is kind of like
創作するみたいなのも含めてこう
not necessarily difficult or interesting. I think it means interesting. Atarashi.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's not thinking like I'd never want to work on another remake again or nothing like that. Of course, if there's so many like
means new.
Titles,
Okay.
Within the series as well, and if there's like a big wish from the fans for it to turn into a remake, that's an excellent idea, I think. And at the same time, I think that we want to also look towards continuously like expanding on the Final Fantasy like world and in the franchise as well. So yeah, that's something that would be interesting.
It does feel like
when I was at Play Days and like I was like talking with like developers, like I had the conversation, the Q&A with Sega for Virtua Fighter. I'm like, dang, I really need to learn Japanese. I was like, so next time I can like ask my questions in Japanese. I just never attempted to try and learn, and I keep picking it up and then dropping it.
なんかそれぞれで自由なところはあると思うんですけど、特になんか JRPG っていうこう文法からしたときにすごくこう前作のこうリバースだったり今作のリベレーションってなんかこう JRPG っていう文法であってもなんかすごいこうもっとこうオープンワールドな広いゲームでちゃんとこうゲーム性がこう成立するというかこう ゲームファンの方々になんか受け入れられるチャレンジングができるっていうことはなんかある意味受け取られたというか認識されたと思うので、まあファイナルファンタジーってやっぱりこう何かこうなんだろう同じ枠組みで作るっていうよりかは
He said what somewhere?
なんかやっぱりさらに新しいこうその時代に合わせた
新しい again? He keeps talking about that?
まあ一つなんかこう文化なところもあるからこう本当にこう JRPG って枠だけにとらわれずこうそこをリスペクトしながらどんな新しいゲーム体験ができるんだろうみたいなのをやっぱ今後もこう提供していきたいなって気持ちがあります。
Yeah, so I think that you know, to some degree, like you know, we think about like the play and degree of play and like the freedom and in the direction is like a kind of a determining or like it's a feature of JRPGs that I believe and for Final Fantasy as well. This time around, I think with the remake series, we were able to really show the world and players like the ability to kind of like experience this RPG within this open world like you know setting, and that was very much like recognized and accepted within the world. And so I think Final Fantasy, another point of it is like to continuously you know continue like breaking the boundaries and going outside of the box as well, and that's also like something that is like a feature or defining feature of JRPGs that I think you know would be great to continue pushing.
And that's the beautiful thing about Final Fantasy in general too.
Queen's Blood game next, right?
He's asking the real questions. He's asking the real questions.
今はやっぱりもう開発チームすべてがこのファイナルファンタジーリベレーションをしっかりとこう仕上げていくっていうところにフォーカスしてますけど、まあそこがこうある程度区切りがついたらやっぱこうそういうのも含めて新しいこうなんかユーザーに対してのこう体験を提供していきたいなっていう思いは本当に持っています。
I heard Titan.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You know, the devs are really focused on kind of like, you know, completing the Final Fantasy remake series with finesse at the moment. But, you know, once that's done, I think, you know, there's the possibilities out there.
One of my favorite things about Rebirth was just how
that
many
wasn't a no.
games there were, right? It kind of brought me back to that PlayStation 1 era of RPGs where there were so many of these side activities. Is that going to be an important part of Revelation as well?
リバースは本当にそのミニゲームの多さからその原作を思い起こせるような。
It's probably happening, but we need the game to come out first.
そうですね。もうそこはもうやっぱりこう原作のそのミニゲームがすごく多いっていうのがやっぱりこの原作のそのなんだろうな、その原作の特徴だと思うので、やっぱそこをオリジンにこうしているリメイク作品なので、本当にリバース同等、もしかしたらリバースよりも以上かもしれないですけど、やっぱこうミニゲームの多さっていうのはちゃんと踏襲してます。
You know, because I know what Ano means, I don't feel so bad saying my ums and uhs when I'm talking.
Of the original FF7, and you know, definitely in Revelation as well, there's an equal amount, if not more, mini games than Rebirth.
Just kind of my
more mini games than Rebirth.
You know, that final Sephiroth boss fight of Final Fantasy VII is such this kind of hallmark moment for gaming. Do you feel a lot of pressure recreating that now?
Well, we got half of it already. So I wonder how it's going to play out. We got half of the whole like finale fight.
まあ当然やっぱりこうセフィロスっていうキャラクターがすごくこうアイコニックなやっぱりこう悪役としてみんなにこう残っているので、こうどういうふうにそれをこうチャレンジングしてあげればすることがいいかっていうのはやっぱ常に毎回こうタイトルを作るたびに悩みの部分はありましたけど、ただやっぱこのシリーズを通してこう開発をしてて、やっぱりその我々こうクリエイター自体がそれこそこう原作のその FX7 の時にどちらかというとゲームファンとしてこの原作をプレイしてて、すごくこう FX7 の要素、まあもちろんセフィロスもそうですけどに対してやっぱりこうみんなリスペクトもあって理解度もあって、何がやっぱりユーザーに対してファンに対して届いている要素なのかっていうのをやっぱ我々クリエイター自体がすごくこう近い距離で いたので、やっぱりみんなから出てくるアイディアとか発想もすごいやっぱワクワクする。その
He
原
said
作を知ってる
something's
が
amazing.
ゆえにすごくこうワクワクできるので、まあ今作の最後がセフィロスなのかどうかは今語らない方がいいと思いますけど、まあ今作出てくるセフィロスに関しても、ものすごくこうやっぱこう作り込まれているというか、我々に対して愛情をしっかり注いでいるので、きっと多くの人たちがまた新たなセフィロスの一面を見えて喜んでくれるとは思います。
Yes, absolutely. I think, I think like that's certainly a hallmark moment, the Sephiroth battle. And I think that, in portraying this iconic like antagonist, right, we really had to like kind of rack our brains about like, how can we like best represent him in this third title. And I think that, myself included, a lot of the team members, played the game like as real fans, like the original. And that's how we kind of like got into this title. And so we all like feel a kind of closeness or have kind of a deep like understanding or feeling of like who Sephiroth is and his character, and we all like had these ideas and thoughts of it just being so close to us, and in that way I think we were
I think so
able
too. I
to,
just think the snowboarding's going to be in a
create
different
this
spot.
Sephiroth for this last title that's very exciting, that we put our love and passion towards. So we hope that in this title players can see a new side of Sephiroth that they can appreciate.
As long as he still destroys the solar system, it's all good.
星を破壊してくれればそれでいい。
結構セフィロスのそうね最後のスーパー
I
ノヴァ
wonder
と
how
か
intense
ど
it's
う
going to be in
再創作される
snowboarding.
のかっていうのすごい期待されてると思うんでまあ我々としては自信を持ってそこに応えたいと思っています。
Excellent. Thank you so much. It was really excellent speaking to you. We're very excited about the game.
I'm glad
Looking
he asked the
forward to
Queen's
it.
Blood
Out on
question.
everything soon. Thank you everybody for watching this.
That was
segment.
my
We'll be back with more
question. So someone asking my questions, I'll take it. I just will open up threads and it says the Hamaguchi discussed the impact of game streaming. He believes some players may choose to watch RPGs rather than play them. Hamaguchi describes this trend as a bit of a crisis for RPG developers. It's not something game creators can wholeheartedly celebrate. So anyways, I'll be streaming Final Fantasy Revelation. Day 1, guys. The Return of Queen's Blood. This one's only a minute.
Oh, yes. Queen's Blood back.
All right then. Let's play.
やっぱクイーンズブラッド前作非常に人気もあったので今作ももちろん登場しますし、やっぱオリジナルのストーリーとしてもしっかり描いています。で多分特に今まで情報として出してないとは思うんですけど実は今回前回ってクラウドが主人公としてストーリー展開してましたけど
It's gonna be Nanaki. Yeah, I did see this.
前回の新ラマル船のところでレッド13が象徴的にクイーンズブラッドをやってたと思うんですけど、そこからインスピレーションを得て今回のクイーンズブラッドのストーリーはナナキをベースに描かれています。でかつクイーンズブラッド自体のゲームルールも少し今回用にアレンジしたものがあって、そこを
I love Queen's Blood so much, guys. It's such a good game.
バランス調整してるんですけど非常にいいものに出来上がりそうな自信があって、さらに多くの人に喜んでもらえるクイーンズブラッドになってるんじゃないかなというふうに思います。
How are they going to develop? Now I'm like, screw the combat. How are they going to develop Queen's Blood? How are they going to make it even more intense?
非常にいいものになったっていう自信はありましたけど、あそこまで多くの方に受け取られるというか人気が出るっていうのは驚きもありました。
I loved it. Where's my mouse? Okay. All right, so let's see here. There's so many. Look at all this stuff. There's just stuff everywhere. Let's see. Hamaguchi on map design, player freedom, battle. I'm just gonna not go over like the reiteration stuff. Let's see. Definitive conclusion could make side stories, trilogy, concluding. What is this? Translate this bad boy right now. The role of Final Fantasy Rebellion. Revelation. Zack is wider than of the rebirth. And Turks, including Reno, are more active than ever. Ask more about new elements of snowboarding, the new weapons, etc. Hamaguchi. Okay, let's see here. On the big stage. Do you feel that the fans a target? That's right. The change of promotion, remake to rebirth. It's going to be called reverse. Where is the information on Zach and stuff? Mini game fans already understood the character. Try that rather than showing the game. The game is as works is played. Why does this? Hamaguchi explained. Voice desires. This is the costume stuff again, or the fits. Yeah, Zach was playable in Rebirth. And Crisis Core. The Crisis Core is a Zach game, so he's definitely embracing his dreams right here. There are so many people with strong love for each. I think the culture is worrying the multi-platform. That's multi-platform. Let me tell you a few things about the trailer. There was no Aerith, no Zach in the trailer, but heavily depicted key visuals. I'm just gonna not read it the way that it did it because they spelled it Sash and Iris. The funny thing, this is similar to what the translation of her name is in the original, because it was supposed to be like Eris, but then they just went with Aerith, so it's close. First of all, regarding Zach, it was the same as the previous Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but his role was not explained systematically at the world's view setting differently than original, but plays a role conveying the rules through the character called Zach. The role has not changed in Final Fantasy VII Revelation. The role of Zach is even more expansive and deeper as an element of gaming experience. It is an iconic character with many fans, so I think it is a complete work that will be more pleased. And as for Aerith, I think where you are all worried about what happened to her fate. However, I would like you to look forward to what will happen. Without mentioning whether Aerith will appear in the work at the moment, it was kind of success will be. I just don't want, I'll be honest, I don't want her to be alive. I just like, as long as she stays dead, I'll be okay with anything that they do. Hi, Burnsy. Subtitle. Any DLC plans? Hold on. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We received a lot of requests for DLC. However, rather than making DLC at the time, I decided to ultimately be the users invest in the all developed resources of Final Fantasy. Okay, so no, there won't be any DLC to worry about. It's all going to be in the game. In terms of the overall volume, rather than multiple endings, I think it is more correct for us to tell the story is correct. However, the side elements in the main, not the main story, are different from user experience. Yeah, this is where it's like basically talking about that whatever you do in your side quest will probably be different than my side quest. Seeing what else? This time the Turks' activities, including Reno, are drawn more in the previous work. Originally, the success of Turks have been depicted as a spin-off work of Final Fantasy, but in this work, and since the scale rather than further increased, it would like you to look forward to seeing the activities you see. They are a lot. The Turks and stuff are around a lot in this too, because they just put them everywhere. You fight them in the ice area. They're in the black materia location. Yeah, they're everywhere. Hey! I was like, get back here. Get back here, English. There's no element to change the music in the high wind. Okay. But this time, Roll of Chadley is the change from this. So there's no custom tracks when flying in the high wind. It's just going to be... which is fine. We are prepared many variations of ringtone communication sounds. So every time he calls, it's going to sound different. I just want like we need your mod version of the game. Yes, let's just go ahead and do that. Everyone play on PC so that way I can sing the song. Let's see here. Snowboard mini games. Writing red. Yeah, this one we need to take into account, like, of just the mix of stuff. Okay, the next information will release an opportunity to, so we won't hear much until September, which is fine, right? There'll be all these like interview stuff. So Tokyo Game Show will be the next big reveal for Revelations. What other things in here? But glad you're back safe, Blitz. Knights of the Realm. I see Knights of the Realm combo here. Anonymous only. They want a playable demo ready? I mean, yeah, that would be the first hands-on experience, I believe. I couldn't fall asleep on the pain? Oh, God. Well, they won, so that's good. That's good for you. Regrets about the trilogy being separate games. That's fine. We discussed regarding weapon system, of course. It's kind of dealing with sheer size of the weapons. I feel like a lot of the questions and stuff that were asked were definitely kind of the same. Yeah, I remember, like, ringtones have always been like a thing, like in Advent Children, what's his face had they're in the gravel when Tifa kicked the crap out of him. You don't know where to start? Have you gotten this? I can DM this to you. This literally like a whole thing where everything is here. So I can DM this list to you. It's just we watched all of these videos and like everyone's kind of asking the same questions. So I'm trying to find different answers to things. Like I didn't know that the stuff was called fit. So that's good to know. Yeah, I can send it to you. Maximilla. Sounds like a rapper. Maximilla dudes. Are we going to fight the Knights of the Round in this game? With Knights of the Round and also the weapons that are not mandatory battles within the original game, true, but were very beloved within the world. We really wanted to stick true to it and also keep including those beloved elements in the game as well. So for the Knights of the Round, I hope people will be excited to see how it will be portrayed. I am much excited. I will not go to Sephiroth until that is done. Give me. I feel like they're already testing out how this goes with Gilgamesh Island, honestly, to be fair. It could play out like the Final Fantasy XIV raid of Knights of the Realm, where you do individual, and then they all come together, and they're like, ah! Just like that. They have to do it exactly like that. When you chose elements, Wu-Tai's would be larger. Yes. We talked about this. I literally like brought this up at the beginning of the stream. That wasn't mandatory. And it's not part of the money. However, we wanted to take an approach to be able to expand upon different character stories. For example, with Gungaga, being able to know more about Tifa, in the sense we took approach to the remix series. Yeah, we'll know more about Yuffie. I just interested to see what they're gonna do about Sonon. Speaking of changes from the original game, Sid was a very abrasive character. In Rebirth, he is downright pleasant. Is that a thing changing in Revelations? Is he going to become more like the original Sid? Or is it just a new kind of Sid and a new take on him? In Revelations, I wouldn't say Sid is necessarily a mean-spirited character per se. I think he is very straight shooter. He says that he says what he thinks and feels, which is why I love that man. But I think he's also has very much warmth. This is what everybody neglects to know about Sid. Everyone just always like, oh, Sid's not smoking a cigarette. Sid's not yelling at Sherry. Sid's not doing this. Sid's not doing that. Sid is the most kind-hearted man ever. I'd be pissed at her too. She ruined his dream, okay? I tell her to sit down and drink some tea as well. So it's just like, that was, me and Finny had such long conversations about that when everyone was like so mad that he's not smoking and he's not cursing a lot. They're like, that's weird. That's not Sid. Your perception of Sid is not Sid. You just want the man to yell at the clouds. He's not an angry man at clouds. Also, he's 35. So he's definitely not an old man yelling at clouds. He has such a love and such a heart. Like the best depiction of him that I can be like, hey, when you take him to space and he's just like the little kid in the candy store being so excited about like being in space finally, because that was his dream, and he always cared about everyone. So I love that they said that. And this time around, there's also a focus on Sid with Rocket that players can experience. And so in a way, I really hope that people see more of Sid and grow to like him more. This is my favorite line ever. This is the best because I was just so irritated of what everyone thought about Sid. Yes, people have mischaracterizations of Cloud and Aerith as well. It's just like you have this one, you harp on this one little thing, and then it's just like you just forget the entire everything about them. He had one bad day at Rocket Town. And like when you first meet Sid in Original 7, he was more than willing to help you. It's just as soon as he was reminded of his dreams being ripped away from him because someone didn't try to fix the problems herself and didn't tell him anything, and he didn't want her to die because she was still doing there being weird instead of opening her mouth. Then yeah, obviously. I'm a Sid defender, so I will defend that man forever. There's one question asked as special class with Revelation. Okay, we know from the interview we just watched that he's gonna be vibing in the Highwind with a high-tech room. Okay, that's good. That was some good information. This is so bright. Ever-evolving series. Story changes based on... Oh, they said story changes based on my choices. There won't be multiple endings. It's depending on player's choice. Oh, I think this is just taken from the other one. Yeah, this is just basically saying like what... Like if I'm playing a certain way, your guys' dialogue will be different than my dialogue depending on the choices that we pick. Which is nice. La 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 la. Anything else? Huh. I like how in Japanese it's like liberation and not revelation. I think a lot of these are these are repeat questions. So there's a lot of back and forth. In that case, wait, is the parachute when you get off? What happens when you return to the high wind? You can return to the high wind immediately with fast travel. Fast travel confirmed. I just really want to know if they're gonna. They have to have. I mean, right? I was like, they have to have the submarine, but I think that might be too early to talk about. Because Emerald Weapon is vibing down there. For example, the Grassland Isles previously was basically a game designed to explore the world of map plane, but this work is now possible to explore in space rather than a plane. Pico can grow. I'm glad it's Pico still. Because we never really liked a there wasn't a main chocobo. Oh my god. I'm just yawning for days, man. Okay, what other things? I think we pretty much got a lot of information. Not about fits. I need more, but I don't want more. This is the actual legit press. Final Fantasy VII was first released in '97. It's beloved by fans for many years and has since become a legend on its own. The Final Fantasy VII Remake series began in 2020. With everyone's passion and support, is fully reaching the climactic finale with Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Story's final destination represents my emotions spanning 30 years of working on this title, and yet as a developer, our hands alone cannot turn its final page. It's only when you, the player, step inside the memorialize this journey to a new legend is finally born. We hope to witness the coming together with our hearts and yours. I'm getting emotional. I'm beyond excited to announce that Final Fantasy VII Revelation launching simultaneously across all platforms in spring 2027. I'm truly grateful to our fans who believed in this story and supported us for many years. In this title centered around Resolve, Cloud and his companion. Interesting. Cloud and his companions will confront their respective convictions and continue their journey towards the final battle that will determine the planet's fate. All the stories and emotions accumulated over the years will will be the most satisfying the way. This is too tiny. Hold on. I don't know why I think I can see this. Where's my plus sign? There we go. I can see now. I was like, I don't know why I'm reading it so tiny. Where did it go? Satisfying experiences brought to the series the final chapter. Please look forward to it. Me reading the final, the Star Fox designer Imamura is getting choked up. This design got me. Yeah, it's like everyone's saying they're like thank yous and like awesome. This is Nomura. As creators, we have carefully built and nurtured the Final Fantasy VII series over many years, expanding it through the numerous spin-off titles along the way. Over time, we believe each fan has developed their own unique interpretation of the story, and our goal has to bring them all of the Final Fantasy stories together so that the ultimate converge in the final chapter of the remake series. That's fantastic. That's all I wanted since it was announced, was to have them all into one little bubble. While there may be a mix of excitement and uncertainty, we are confident that this journey will remain an unforgettable experience for years to come. Thank you sincerely for joining us and being a part of the journey over so many years. It's coming to an end, guys. And then it's like, look at these sexy beasts. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Wow. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. And I'm not too far behind on knowledge. Now it's just talking about the future. Talking about what could be. Starting our actual playthrough of everything. But that's not until... We're not going to do that until July, because I'm still a little busy this month. So we're gonna do it all. We're gonna watch the Ever Crisis stuff and then do chronological order playtime. It will be Final Fantasy Fridays, guys. It is happening. So we're gonna do Ever Crisis watching. We're going to play Crisis Core, to Original 7, to Dirge of Cerberus, to Remake, to Rebirth, to Revelation. You guess not the launch trailer again? What do you mean? I mean, we could watch it for one last hurrah. We've watched it like 4 times today. Yeah, we're playing Dirge of Cerberus because there are some things that we were talking about at dinner that we need to see is actually retcon or not. The trailers you want to watch for Revelation? We watched them all. That was the start of the stream. Oh, the launch trailer will be spoiler? Yeah. I definitely have a cutoff to things. I have a cutoff. It can only go for so long. But I definitely watched the launch trailer of the other one, and all it did was get me excited. I said I wasn't going to watch the launch trailer for Rebirth, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm going to watch it anyway. And I did. But I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not ending stream, but I am ending the YouTube side of things, and then I will come back on YouTube. We'll play a little Street Fighter. I am still pretty much exhausted right now. But I do want to, I definitely want to, where the heck, unmute it, why did it, I didn't like unmute. Yeah, we're gonna press some buttons just because I'm still tired. But I actually might stream this weekend, but don't go anywhere, Twitch. Let me close out the YouTube stream. Thank you, YouTube, for hanging out. I will be back and shortly, just going to go to the other one. But I'll just go to take a quick little break first before doing that. But